Y'all know I got some stuff.
And welcome back to episode 16 of the Hit the Showers podcast, presented to you by the Foolproof Entertainment Network. As always, I am that nigga, Clifford Jordan Jennings, here with my point man, Malcolm. The field goal is wide left king. How you feeling?
What's going on, everybody? I'm feeling good, Mr. Clifford, aka Technical Difficulties. I'm feeling all right
listen,
tonight.
You got me right today. What about you, Pop? Pop in the building.
I just say, what's up, all my shower heads?
OG Mike Brown back in effect. What's happening there?
What's up? Like the shirt, Cliff. Thank you.
You know you got it.
Appreciate you.
You know you got. You look even more.
Yes.
You look even more handsome now.
Hey, Malcolm, headshot.
You look even more handsome in that Raider shirt.
Let AJ Bone Tour know.
Listen, and then we got this. I don't even know what to call this guy down at the bottom, Mr. AJ Ham,
the leader, director, president, whatever flows off your tongue.
Listen, he the leader of the old free world, not the new one.
Yeah.
Yo.
Let's get it moving though. What we got? Shit, I would, but I don't know too much. You tell me.
For legal purposes, we should probably stop right here.
Right. You know you talking to the right one. Once that legal word get thrown out there, I'm like, okay, let's just back up off of that.
Yeah. My attorney advised me not to speak on that.
Right. That lawyer lady in the booth. But we here to talk sports, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? I seen some moves made, some new pickups in free agency. Mark, you let me know something.
Juju Smith-Schumacher is back with Pittsburgh.
Not Shoemeister. Not Shoemeister.
Stu Smith. Hey, what's his name?
Schuster. He said Shoemeister.
What did I say? Schumacher.
That's
Shushmaster or something.
That's the Jewish. That's the Jewish wide receiver on Pittsburgh. That's Edelman's cousin.
Right. Yeah, that's Edelman's. But Juju
was it Suckmeister?
Suckmeister. Listen, speak a little bit on that. You don't like him. I say I know. Now listen, for everybody out there, right? That you said you took the words out of my mouth. For everybody out there,
Wow.
So is it hate or you really think he sucks? Let me know something.
Nah, it's not hate, but I do think he sucks.
I think he's not working up to his full potential for sure.
Agreed.
Agreed. I don't know if that ends up him being like taking seasons off, because he starts out certain kind of ways and then he always ends up falling off towards the end of the season.
Right.
He has struggled a bit with injury, only like really playing in 7 to 9 games a season over the past couple years. So maybe that has something to do with it.
Well, I just don't like guys that get more hype than production, and I feel like he gets more hype than his production's really worth. Like he's a great 4-star. He's a 4-game superstar every season.
That was perfectly said. I agree with you 110%.
Well, thank you, sir.
I think it's immaturity.
I agree with that as well.
It's immaturity, man. I mean, I think the dude, you come in the league, he wasn't really supposed to be a flash, but he came out and did well, made a name for himself. Once he made a name for himself, he let the name outgrow his maturity.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, it's like you're more so looking for attention, more so than execution.
You mean I wouldn't? You think looking for? I don't know if it's so much.
You do things, for somebody to come out. You want to go out and dance on some other team logo, you know somebody's going to talk about it. You know somebody's going to bring it up.
Right.
So it's like you want your name in lights, but yet you feel like your execution is not going to get it there, so you got to do antics to get you there.
Now, let me try and play devil's advocate there. And I'm not going to disagree with any of the immaturity. I definitely agree with that. I just want to, like, we know that Roethlisberger has been on a downswing as of late. You could argue that since he's been on the team, since Juju came in, we haven't had the same Ben. So could that be quarterbacking as well to his production falling off?
I don't know what's Ben's production been, and I mean as far as I can remember, he missed last year, but in 19, he was what top
he had that shoulder
4
injury.
in passing yards.
He was what? You cut out a little bit.
Yeah, but I said Ben's had 4,000. Show me a season where Ben didn't have 4,000 yards.
Right. Okay, so yeah, that takes out my
when Ben play, he get numbers, and it's not that Juju doesn't have decent numbers. I think he has decent numbers, but right now I just feel like we give everybody a number one before I feel like they earned it. Like you don't get one good season and become a number one. You're number one because in the fourth quarter when we down a touchdown inside the red zone, you're the first person we look at.
Right. Well,
not because you know what I mean.
Well, I think with Juju too, he got some of that fame before he ever put on that black and gold. You know what I mean? He was on what was that show? That sign-in show or whatever. I'm talking about even before the college. Like he was on that draft where like you follow the draft to see who gets picked up. Him and the running back. What was his name? Connors?
James Conner?
Yeah, they was both on there on that show. Like so people kind of flock to him a little bit just based off of seeing like a little bit more about him outside of football, like with the helmet off. They were showing his family, they were showing everything like that. So I think people invested a little deeper than just what he did on the field is why he's getting the chances he's getting.
Okay, that makes sense. I can do that.
And like you said, I mean it's not that his numbers are awful, but
listen, if you were starting a team, if you were a GM and you were starting a team, out of all the receivers that are in the league, would Juju Smith-Schuster be on one of your starting 2 receivers?
Well, see, I feel like that's a little more of a general statement because if you're picking out of all the receivers, I don't even think he fits in that category. Now, if you were to say, if I get to pick out of all of the 5-year and below receivers, then that would be, then now we're looking at him a little bit closer. But if we're out of every receiver, he's not there yet. He hasn't graduated.
Okay. Is he the number 1 on Pittsburgh's team?
I think
Claypool's a dog.
Yeah, I think they want him to be.
He could be.
Yeah, I think he could, and they want him to be, but I don't think so at the moment. No.
Then it goes back to maturity. If he took his craft a little bit more serious, yes, he's the number 1.
Fact, I agree. I can rock with that. Like, why is LeBron so good? Because every offseason, what do you see LeBron doing? When does LeBron ever come to training camp not in shape?
Right.
That's true.
Like it's like that full 365-day a year investment in his craft.
Right.
Like the way you eat even in the offseason, right? And these young guys, I feel like that's why these young guys fizzle out. To Cliff's point, that I don't feel like they got the same level of commitment, and you see it when they walk in the door. James Harden, you come in 30 pounds overweight. It's like you didn't know the season was coming up or something. Like somebody just woke you up this morning and was like, "Hey, bro, we need you to lace up." Like
it's like Crabtree, man. It's not your name playing the game; it's you playing the game.
Right.
Hey, did you say Crabtree?
That'd be funny.
Crabtree came out with one of the top receivers in the. It was a big debate between him and what's your boy? I can't remember his name, but they was the same. But they both had big.
Who?
No, they both had a big name. Him and the other guy, and the Raiders had to choose, and the Raiders picked somebody off.
Oh, not Porter.
No, it wasn't Porter. The Raiders picked Hayward Bay, but they had a choice
Okay.
between, Crabtree and
Okay.
another receiver, and they picked the bum out of all of them because he ran.
Yeah.
Another thing you gotta understand though is these kids is babies. You know what I mean? Like these is babies that's getting millions of dollars fresh out the gate. Like very rarely do you see a lot of players out of the gate, out of their first two rookie and sophomore seasons, not have something said about them that, you know, like I can name multiples. You know what I mean? We can go from Winston's to Arnett's on the Raiders. Like it when you think of like high exciting players, that's natural to hear something like that in the first couple years of their career. You know what I mean?
Look,
you breaking up.
And I would disagree. Like, think about it, man. You need a better computer, Cliff. So look,
that's you. That's you.
Who's your technical director? What's her name again? Hot Sauce or something, whatever her name is.
I don't know, but you need to let yours about the basement to come play with them chords there. But what was you saying?
Wait. Maybe Hot Sauce was the last one. What's it? This one's name Giblets or something?
No, I don't know nothing about them.
No, I mean, but no. Look, not to get sidetracked, but my point is that every year they draft 7 rounds and 32 teams.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're talking about 220, 230 guys. Like for real talk, and I think this is on a side note. It's a good conversation maybe for a later date. But the perception is that what you're saying is accurate and that it's usual. And we should expect for the majority of them to have these kind of like, you know, personal off the field kind of talk, quote unquote, around them in a rookie contract. But out of the 240 guys they got drafted last year, legitimately, like how many of them can you really say had some kind of off the field issue that we know of?
But at the same time, how many of them have a name?
Like, think about it.
How many of them have a name though? And I'm not trying to defend or anything like that. I'm just saying that it's we're in the social media.
The NFL only hires like 3,200 of the best players on the planet.
Right.
There's only 3,200.
Right.
If you are one of the 3,200 people between the ages of 18 and 40 that are lucky enough to get a contract in the NFL, you have a name. And if you got caught with a gun in a strip club, we gonna know it.
Somewhat agree. But before you go on, Pops, I just wanted to say we're in the social media era. We're in the era where everybody's eyes are on you regardless, right? So when you're a polarizing athlete coming out like that, it's only natural that somebody picks one player out of the bunch, one player off of the team and says, I don't like him because of this. But he didn't really do much wrong. We're talking about his productivity and immaturity. But as far as like those other stories, you know, I haven't heard anything like that from Schuster. So I feel like some of it is coming from people just building a narrative around him and others running with it. And then it just gets snowballed into he's an issue.
What we actually end up believing about him.
Right.
Or how we see him, how we perceive him.
But we don't know him. You know what I mean? We don't know what his teammates think of him. But we do get rolled up in that snowball when we find a narrative coming around about an athlete and we see traits that may lead us to believe it's true. Yep, go ahead.
Just like this, AJ said it, 3,200 team, but the bottom line is a name. Now, I'm going to break it down to you in the philosophy, and Malcolm, y'all cut it out. But the bottom line is it's like a condom. Now we know, Tampa Bay right now is the Magnum. So that would be Tom Brady. So no, we got to know. So now the flavor would be Gronkowski. So we got a Magnum. Now the rest of the players are the fill-ins. You fill the condom up. We don't know who your name is in filling up the condom. The condom is filled. But the name is Magnum. The flavor is Gronkowski's Cherry. And the rest of it don't matter. So, if Juju wants to name, Juju need to put his name on the label.
Right.
Let your talent speak. If not, you need to get into the condom and be a filler.
Right. Basically what you said.
But you ain't good enough to be the name.
Right.
Yeah.
Basically what you said is Tampa Bay got Trojans on lock and Pittsburgh ain't quite living that lifestyle.
They're the generic pack that you get from
The lifestyles. They ain't living that lifestyle. They free. They free on the wall.
Quiet in this cat. What's his name? Shyster is a Trojan.
He said.
Hey, Juju went to US.
I see that there, AJ. Point AJ on that one. Yeah, but you must have took it off, my G, because you got to Pittsburgh and you going raw.
Oh shit!
But he's not.
I like it raw.
Not that OD Bizzle. Let's move on from Juju though. He don't deserve that much time. Toss me something else out there, Mock. What else you got down there?
So also, Richard Sherman is among the 23 other big names, or the biggest name of the free agents that are remaining. Richard Sherman is not signed to a team. He's currently a free agent, which is interesting because I think he's past his prime. So I don't see him getting signed right away.
That cornerback is a tough position to be in old.
We need a time. We need a timeout. You need a timeout buzzer. Wait a minute. Pause. Can we pause here for a second? Okay. So I'm an analyst. I got analyst brain.
Right.
Okay.
So to say somebody's past their prime, I could rock with that, but we got to base it on something.
Well, see, I don't agree.
I'm about to say, show me his stats to show me where he getting lit up. If he the new toasted oats in the NFL, I could rock with that, but we got to have some data for it.
San Francisco, and he hasn't been listed as even a top 5, top 10 cornerback. However, when he was with the Seahawks, the Legion of Boom, Richard Sherman was that dude. He was making plays. He was always in the highlights.
Well, you know what though? I think that's another snowball effect, but just in the opposite direction, because Richard Sherman was a dog in Seattle. But I wasn't quite hung up on him like you just as great as everybody making him out to be. I wasn't.
I'm not even.
You know what I mean? And I feel like when you go to a different organization where you don't have the backup like the Legion of Boom, you start to get exposed, and that may be why it looks like Richard Sherman is past his prime. You know what I mean?
Why he's a free agent.
Right. That's
nobody wanted him.
No, I don't.
Wouldn't be a.
Yeah, I don't think he's past his prime so much as he's entering that, as we talked about on previous episodes, that player coach era of his career.
More of a player's coach now.
Right. And I feel like he could get your defensive backs in line, you know what I mean, and lead them in the right direction. I just don't know how much Sherman himself is going to help out in coverage. You know what I mean?
That's my point. He's 32 years old. It said this past season, he had 18 combined tackles, 2 assists. So I'm sorry, he had 18 tackles in general, 2 assists, 0 sacks, 1 interception for 18 yards.
Okay,
you know, that's not productive to me. And the year before, you had 61 tackles. There's a clear decline.
He was hurt. His arm was hurt.
He was hurt.
Remember?
He was hurt. But that's what I'm saying to you.
No,
he might be at the end where
he tried to play through it. He tried to play through it though.
Wasn't that the Super Bowl? Not not this year. The year before last year, someone they was in the Super Bowl, and and Sherman got toasted.
Wait,
toasted
last year?
Not last year. I believe the year before.
Okay. Yeah.
Joey Bosa's rookie year.
You skipping him?
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we good.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were saying something, AJ.
He was bouncing around.
I'm saying, okay, let me give you an example of when we talking about somebody's declining, right?
Right.
So in his best year, his best solo tackle year was 2012. He had 54 solo. His second best year was 2019. He had 48 solo. That's 6 off. In his best year, he had 4 interceptions. In 2019, he had 3. So I don't see that.
And then he was hurt. And then he was hurt last year. You said what?
Hurt last year. So to your point, we don't know. We don't know if he's still 2019. Good,
right.
But he's a cornerback. He ain't supposed to make tackles.
No, I get that. I definitely get that. But my whole thing is this: like I said I would like to see Sherman on the Raiders, but when you're 32 years old at that position and you got your Devontae Smiths and Kadarius Tonys and all these no, I'm just talking about the rookies coming out, the shifty rookies you got to keep up with are like, oh my god, the way these kids are hitting cuts and shit, like it's crazy to think of yourself as 32 years old and still able to keep up. And that's where I kind of question he may need some help on the safety front if you just gonna put Sherman out on one of those players. He's not the same guy that can guard him all the way down the field.
Hey, on behalf of old guys everywhere, Adrian Peterson and who else? Tom Brady are proving that you can be LeBron. Athletes are proving that productivity window that used to hit the wall, like 31, 32, hit the wall. That I feel like that window is extending right now because we got dudes. What? He won the MVP last year. What are you on and led the league in minutes like the last 9 years straight?
He has
more games than he plays. How he leading the league?
Hey,
he does sit out a lot of games, but no, he works. He when he does play a higher average of minutes than any other player. Like he's damn near in the whole damn game except for the time he says I'm sitting out. Coach don't call him out. He say, Coach, put him in. I'm sitting on the bench for a little bit.
Right, especially for his age, he plays a lot of minutes. I will say.
Listen, LeBron's substitutions are like hockey games. He don't even tell the coach. He just stand up and put his hand out and snap his fingers. And say, "Okay, I'm running off, and you coming out, I guess."
Yeah.
But I will agree with AJ. I think that there was even like they did a study saying that people's athletes' primes are now becoming from like 27 to 33.
Right.
Well, that's not hard to say because in an NFL you can't touch nobody no more.
You right. Now you are right there. You're right there.
Play the same. They used to play.
So there's less wear and tear.
NFL, none of it.
Yeah,
less wear and tear.
Less wear and tear doesn't count into that. Yep. I got listen, that's the truth too.
Brady can play the 60 if you can't touch him.
Right.
Facts.
Well, they built the game around him. They built the game around that quarterback position.
I agree. Tuck
recently.
And if you don't leave that Tuck rule alone, I feel like every other episode
what is the Tuck rule? Because that sounds horrible. That sounds disgusting as hell. Like, what the fuck? What are we tucking?
Go ahead, Mike.
Man.
I ain't tucking mine, Mike.
And it better not be a rule. It's a rule too.
Headshot.
I tell you.
Oh shit!
I like that man. He
what is we tucking? All this tucking going on. It's a whole room of guys. Why are 5 guys talking about tucking shit?
Apparently it gets you a ring. I don't know. Tom, let me know.
Listen, I don't want to know about what you do at night, bro. I don't care about rings and stuff that you use at night, bro. I thought we talking about sport.
Check it, man.
Mike Brown learned a different tuck rule. Mike Brown learned a different tuck rule other than the NFL parent.
Please change the subject and stop talking about tucking and rings, man. Like,
listen.
I tried. Thank you.
He said earrings. Earrings.
No more tuck rules.
All right, well,
no more tucking. Nobody's tucking nothing.
let's move on from Sherman. Give me
I
something
got a feeling
else.
like somebody will get up to go to the bathroom and everybody got shirts on. They get up, they go in their skivvies.
I'm weak.
Listen.
Hey, look, if you in your skivvies right now, when you go to the bathroom, please headshot us so we don't gotta look at that, man.
Headshot. No, I'm just.
4-year deal worth $72 million with the Giants. Y'all think he's worth that money?
No.
Kenny who?
Who's the
Kenny
Oh, you
Golladay.
you mean for Detroit?
You mean Kenny Holiday, because he just got Christmas in the summertime, bruh.
God damn.
Right.
But
Yeah, 4-year, $72 million.
who's
Is he worth it?
what's his guarantee off that contract? You know,
Let me take a look here.
43.
So
you said 43.
is that what it is, Mike Brown?
That's what I thought. 43.
God damn.
40 million fully guaranteed. 40
Well, who's the Giants quarterback?
Exactly.
Daniel Jones. Daniel
Daniel
Jones.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. I know that, but yeah.
Paul Rubens.
Hey, Daniel Jones, he only threw 18 touchdowns last year.
He only threw 18 passes last year.
Damn.
Hey, that dude played like he deaf, like he can't hear the snap. He can't hear the snap count. You know what I mean? Like,
I haven't been heavy on the Giants like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't.
hey man,
And they made a big deal out of it. You know.
I got a new nickname for Daniel Jones.
What's that?
Fixing to get ready.
I feel you. I feel you on that.
Yeah. I mean, does that help them though? Does that help them?
I mean, it's supposed to help them. We'll see.
You think so, Pop?
That gives him something to throw
I really
to.
do. He's not a bad player, but he's not. When he's healthy, he's superb.
Listen, I think it helps the team. I don't know that it helps Daniel Jones because I think Daniel Jones' problem is Daniel Jones. You got to throw the ball. His clock is just broken. You got to throw the ball. You're not in college. You don't have 5 seconds on every play. You got to throw the ball. So that Daniel Jones' problem is he just does not throw the damn ball.
So
throw the ball.
I mean, but
even if you got,
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna say that he didn't have no receivers to throw the ball.
that's what I was about to say. I don't know that the Giants had too much.
Bruh, I'm throwing that out of bounds. Look, if I was on the Giants last year and I was Daniel Jones, you know, I'd have somebody on the sidelines to play defense. Like, hey, listen, bro, you be open every play. Just stay open.
On the bench with his hands like this on the bench.
So I always got somebody to throw it to because I know it ain't nobody on the field to throw it to.
But he's not mobile either, so you got to get out of that pocket to get it out of bounds.
Man, Daniel Jones had an 80-yard run last year. Daniel Jones can run the rock. He more mobile than he looked.
Cam Newton ran the ball. That's why he broken.
His microprocessor too slow. He don't think
that's
know when it's time to go.
That's interesting. That's an interesting statement.
I think Baker the same way. I think when Baker did the same thing. When Baker tries to play with his mind, he is not a good quarterback. When Baker plays with his instincts, he's a good quarterback.
Okay.
You gotta let the ball go.
Right.
But when you try to coach that, when you try to box in, I mean, imagine Russ. Look how poorly Russ performs when he ain't cooking.
Right. Right.
So
Wilson, you talking about Russell Wilson?
But there's a noticeable difference. Russell Wilson. When Russell Wilson's best when a play is broken down. He's best when he's under duress.
Right.
Because he doesn't have time. It's not calculated.
I agree.
Everybody just get open now. So Russ, if you open, Russ gonna find you. But you get these guys and you try to put them in an offense and you like the Packers last year when LaFleur first got there. You trying to put Aaron Rodgers, the most improvisational quarterback, his first 6 games.
Timeout on the play.
I tell you why respectfully, AJ don't agree. Tom Brady had to go to a whole new system, whole new offense, whole new coach.
Mm-hmm.
First year with the team, won a chip. it comes down to whether you execute or not. Some execute better than others, but either you got the job done or you didn't.
Hey, but remember, the first 4 games of last year, they finished with a chip. But after the first 4 games, Bruce Arians was publicly denouncing the way that Brady was playing the first.
Yeah, it was bad.
Because you putting somebody in a new box. I mean, it's a new box he ain't never been in before.
And you know what?
So, but by 5th, 6th game, they let him loose a little bit. He started understanding where his shots were, and he was able to play. And I'm saying Daniel Jones is just.
No,
that's to my pop's credit.
Go ahead, y'all. Let me play devil's advocate. Yeah. I'm gonna hit what y'all saying here. Y'all saying that Tom Brady and Bruce Arians did admit he had to back up off of Tom Brady because he wanted to run his offense.
Right.
Tom Brady can't run Bruce Arians' offense.
Right.
But it was Tom Brady's offense so Tom Brady can excel.
Right.
You got Daniel Jones on the team with no talent whatsoever. You just said he's not mobile, but yet he has nobody to throw it to. Yeah. So what did Galladay do for Detroit, who has no quarterback either? So my point is,
whoa! Matthew Stafford wasn't a quarterback.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford is also the same situation. He don't have a team that flows the way he flows.
Right.
That's why they ain't going nowhere.
But Matthew Stafford gets 3,800 yards every year and 28 touchdowns.
Derek Carr gets almost 5,000 yards a year, and we don't go nowhere.
Yeah, but we're not talking about the team. We was talking about Daniel Jones.
That's my point. That's my point.
Yeah.
You're talking about a guy. You talk about a guy who's been in a situation in a box. Take Daniel Jones out of his box, give him some players, and let Daniel Jones play.
Then you'll see.
Okay. We'll see. This should be the truth telling year then. So we should see.
Right. Remember, he only had 18 passing.
Hold on. Yeah, and we saying he don't got a squad, but if my memory serves, they had 1,000-yard receivers. Shepard ain't no joke. They got some. Don't give him that out because Giants got some receivers. Shepard is a dog.
And Saquon Barkley was
Shepard is a dog.
And he was hurt last year.
Yeah, Saquon was hurt last year. That takes a little bit off. When you don't have that run threat,
the last 2 seasons.
When you don't have that run threat, it makes it a lot harder to pass the ball, especially in the NFL.
Yeah.
Hey man, listen. Any team should be able to pass the ball.
Not if that's the only thing they. Well, no, I can't say that either.
Bro, look, Cliff, look at it this way. I got Anna's brain, right? Look at it this way. You got 11 defenders, right? And the field is how wide? The field is 80 yards wide?
Nah, 50, 40 or 50.
Wide. Okay, wide.
Right, not
wide. Not long, wide.
I think it's 50.
About 50. Hey Siri, how wide
40 or 50
an NFL field?
Oh,
hey Siri,
50.
How wide is an NFL field?
Here's what I found from Wikipedia.org. The entire field is a rectangle 360 feet, 110 m, long by 160 feet, 49
long by 160 feet.
So that's 60. Yep, Pop's right.
With 160 is 30.
Yeah.
There's three.
Oh no, 160. Yeah, you are right. I was thinking 180. So a little between 60 and 50.
My point is this. My point is so for any defense, you've got to guard 35 yards wide by however many yards far. In theory, conceptually, just using the math, it should not be hard to pass the football in football unless you're in the red zone and the field's been compressed.
Well,
it's not that hard to get. It's not that hard to get open in it. It shouldn't be that hard to get open in it.
It depends on the defense. It depends on the defense, though. What defense are you running? Because that defense can lock up all of those windows.
I'm saying 11 people can. So if you're on the 50-yard line, you got 35 yards by 50 yards. That's like 1,600 yards you have to cover with 11 people.
But see, I think you're
in theory.
I think you're hung up on the distance.
Should always be somebody open.
Distance is always going to be relative to the down and how far you need to go for the first. So we don't need to worry about the back 50. All we need to worry about is the 15 back to the 1 yard line and beyond to the corners of the field. Because it wouldn't make sense for you to go deep.
And if you're the defensive coordinator, I'm burning you up, Madden rules, because you
got somebody on the top though.
It's
some
relative.
Quarterbacks got 5 seconds to throw the ball. Some got 1.
Right. And there's
So,
no way you can throw a deep ball in a second, 2 seconds.
Once you hike the ball, if you can't see and you on your back, you can't throw it anyway.
You can't.
You throw it, it's gonna go straight up in the air.
You gotta be at least a decent quarterback.
Listen. Look, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna walk away from this. I'm gonna say this and walk away. Statistically, last year in the NFL, I think the average completion rate was like 65%, which means almost 7 out of every 10 passes is a completion. People are open. Because you cannot guard the entire. There 11 people cannot guard 1,600 yards. It's impossible. Your quarterback got to find the person that's open. You have to anticipate who's going to be open, and you got to sometimes take chances without knowing whether or not he's going to be open.
I get what you're saying.
Somebody's open.
But you're generalizing it a bit, like right, like that's like. But it's a little different than that because, like I said, it's always relative to the down and the position on the field. You feel what I'm saying?
There's people. Listen, how many games have we seen when it's 4th and goal on the 1 or inches, and they didn't get that?
Move it.
Score.
Right.
You can't move it.
I got a better thing for you. Kansas City.
Well, like I said, I think it's definitely harder the closer you get because there's less field to have to defend. Now 11 people fill up that space a lot better because we don't have 50 yards overhead to worry about, which is all I'm saying, y'all, is it's a scoring league. The league's been trending every year. The completion rates go up every year. The number of touchdowns and yards go up every year, and the reason is because guys are getting better at getting the ball to the open guys. Defenses,
I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it at all. You damn near.
Then what is it?
You damn near can't play defense anymore. I can't even keep my hand damn near on your shoulder pad, or they're gonna call pass interference if my head's not looking for the ball. They make it to where you can't play defense. They make it hard for you to play defense, which increases that reception rate. You know what I mean? But back in the day when you could play physical D up on a wide receiver and really rough somebody up, that would take a wide receiver completely out of the play. If I'm a good cornerback, your route is done immediately, and they don't want you to jam somebody like Odell Beckham up at the line because that's what people come to see. So now they have to make somebody like me who plays corner aggressively step back and play more coverage because I can't be physical with that little guy on the line. And that's what in turn makes the quarterback be able to make more completions because now I got to play him back. I can't be right on his hip because they're going to call pass interference 9 times out of 10.
True.
But
agree.
But I mean that's what I said. Like they even once Brady came into the league, they made rules for the quarterback. You can't hit the quarterback here. You can't do it that way. You can't hit him below the waist. You can't hit him at the head. You can't do this, right? And then once they saw that helped, but it wasn't quite getting what they wanted out of it, now we got to crack down on these DBs. You can't hit a wide receiver if the wide receiver isn't ready to be. What the fuck is that about? It's football. The wide receiver shouldn't be ready to get hit. I should be able to hit him if he goes for the ball. It shouldn't matter where his head is looking. You threw it to him. Well, you made him a risk. Now you can't even hit people. So you got DBs out there that are like, I want to go in for that hit, but doesn't look like the right angle. Got to let that go.
Yep.
And now scores are 56-35. Back in our day, back in the day, it was 14-7 because it was a defensive game. People used to say defense wins championships. That's not the case anymore. That's not the case. Now, defense helps, but defense doesn't win championships anymore.
True.
Well, wait a minute. You just gave credit the other couple weeks ago to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense.
I'm about to say that.
No. I didn't give credit. I didn't give credit. I said they played decent defense. The line did. But I said, if you remember correctly, I said that was more of an off game on Kansas City because Mahomes got a lot of them passes directly into helmets and jerseys that didn't get caught. And if three of those passes would have got caught, we would have had a tied game.
But the reason why he wasn't getting them passes caught because that defense was kicking the shit out of his ass.
Right, at that line point.
Yeah, but that don't make his receivers drop the pass.
Right.
You know, when you see your quarterback getting beat up like that, you don't know if he's throwing the ball to you. Don't know. He's not confident as much anymore.
But it shouldn't be able to touch. Like if you're a Tyreek Hill, that ball shouldn't be in a 6-foot radius of you that you can't get your hands on it.
Right.
And if it hits you in the face mask, now that's even worse.
Check this out. If I'm a receiver and I'm moving by my quarterback, and if I break out running, I got to run my route. And every time I ran my route 3 times in a row, I look back, my quarterback's on his ass.
Yeah.
I start thinking, my mindset now is not on running my route. My mindset is on getting open.
Well, that falls on the receiver. That falls on the receiver. The receiver needs
right.
to.
My point is this. My mindset is going getting open. So if I'm thinking about, if I normally take 3 seconds and I'm wide open, he's always on his feet. He always gets it to me. But now all of a sudden, I'm thinking like, okay, I can't go 3 seconds. I got to go 2 seconds. And then all of a sudden, I got to get open. I got to break open faster. My mindset is not on my normal routine. My mindset is on making sure he's safe. So it's a mental thing where I'm not comfortable.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I feel like that's what you pay them that money for. You pay them that money to even when you're discouraged to stick with your route.
Okay, here we go again, and I hope everybody don't think I'm a pervert or not, but let's go back to that. Let's go back.
You are.
Here we go.
Condom. You need a condom. And,
no. Here we go.
You need something to put it in. You need something to put in the condom.
No, here we go. Erectile dysfunction.
Okay.
Hey, you been putting it down all fucking week, all month long. But yet your girl start making you feel a little weak. You start doubting yourself. Once you start doubting yourself, you might not have that same stiffy. It might not be stiffy.
All right.
Bro, what the hell?
Hey
man, I feel like I feel like no matter what we talk about, he'll come in there like, hey, if you just see what you do is you get you a butt naked, a booty naked, nasty. You take all your clothes off. Every time, hey, Cliff, what you think about fishing?
Listen,
get you a stank nasty hoe, and you get all your clothes off.
Listen, I ain't even gonna tell y'all about the birds and the bees conversation.
I was gonna say, Papa Jordan should have been. Papa Jordan should have been a sex
call me offline.
Hey, I was being good.
Call me offline, Cliff. Call me after this is over and tell me about the world famous birds and bees. That's what we need to be doing. Y'all need a sex podcast to let Cliff be the well, make some money, bro.
Y'all talking about stuffing. I had something for stuffing too.
Listen. Next subject, Mark.
Hey, Mark, I got one for you. Mark, you ready, Mark? Okay, what about Dan Snyder and the Washington football team?
Keeping that name, deciding to keep that name.
No. He wanted to buy the majority out. He wanted to buy the minorities out because what's the dude? Not Zuckerberg. Was it Zuckerberg? One of the dudes wanted to buy
Facebook.
He wanted to buy the other half. He wanted to buy the rest of the minorities out. So
really?
Dan Snyder wanted to buy the whole team, so he has total control.
I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that clip.
Did you?
That's dictatorship.
No, he wanted to buy because it was one of the dudes. I don't know if it was Zuckerberg or one of them wanted to buy the minorities, stockholders out, and he didn't want them to have control, and so he's trying to buy the minorities out, but they're trying to get a vote and a bid and a vote. What's you say? What's the attorney say, Cliff? What's the attorney say?
The what? Yeah, allegedly. The lawyer lady in the booth.
One of the rich dudes is trying to buy him out to keep him from getting control of the whole team. But he wanted the team, but Snyder wants to buy the whole team to keep him from getting it. So now, and they said that you better be tuned because it could be a hostile work environment.
Well, we've already got documentation that it's been a hostile work environment.
Right.
There's already evidence of that. And so, but what is it? What is that? I think it says a lot about America in general,
right?
And how the power structure of our country and society really works, where you basically have somebody that enabled sexual misconduct in his organization, and now he's being basically promoted. Like we're rewarding him with more authority and more power to have more say over a culture that we already know was being that had run amok. Like
say that shit
at the wheel while these women were being molested, and now we're going to give the person that allowed these women to be molested bigger power.
Right. Say that shit.
Only in America.
Right.
Hey, look here, look, check it out.
Let it be you though.
It says minority owner. You hear me?
But
minority owner Dan Snyder has a deal in place to purchase the remaining 40% of the Washington football team that he doesn't own. Snyder will pay close to $1 billion to acquire shares of the team, held by real estate agent mogul Dwight Schar, FedEx chief executive Fred Smith, investor Robert Rothman, a person with knowledge of the agreement to the front office supports.
Now let me ask you this though: what is the reason behind that? To do what? To do what?
I don't know. I'm bouncing it off of y'all. I'm trying to figure out where we at. Allegedly, let's figure it out.
Because I mean, I guess the only reason why I asked that question is because this is the first I'm hearing of it, and it sounds to me like the minority owners are stopping him from doing something that he wants to do.
No, it's done. It got done. It's official.
What that he bought it out? He bought them out?
Yeah, he's the sole owner now.
So
he's working on it.
Is it done or not done?
Not done yet. He's working on it.
Well, just regardless if it's done or not, it sounds to me the only reason that would make you want to do that is if that 40% share was stopping you from doing something that you wanted to do. You know what I mean? And
here we go. Devil's advocate. Maybe the other guy, I don't know, it was Zuckerberg, whoever the hell it was, somebody came up to the 40% and said, let me buy him out because he wants to be part of the team. And Snyder said, fuck that, I'll buy y'all out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, once you own so many shares of a company, you get a board seat.
Right,
and
right.
Once you get a board seat, you start having say over the business, way the business is run. You start having influence over business decisions. And so
that's what I was getting at by they stopping him from doing something he wanted to do.
Right. Well, it would allow some other disinterested or non-connected people
to have a say in
to be involved at the table for some of those decisions. So
So I'm looking at it backwards.
You got somebody saying, "Hey, listen, what are we doing about this harassment problem we have
right
now?" The only voice in the room, and what I read said that it hasn't been finalized, but the other owners, the NFL approved it. The NFL owners group approved it.
Well, you know they are.
Now we just waiting on the paperwork.
Right, you know they are.
Yeah, we're just waiting on the paperwork.
You know they gonna approve it.
Yeah.
You know, but Snyder said, "Fuck that! I don't want nobody to tell me what to do. I want no new blood."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about that. That was a good. Yeah.
Look, listen, I bought this team for $200 million. It's now worth $4 billion.
Right.
See, when I bought the team, I needed help, and that's why I brought in investors, and that's why I sold those shares.
Right.
But look how much money I made off my shares.
Right.
I don't need any help now. So let me buy y'all out so y'all can go away because I don't need any help right now.
Because if you own 60% and you made $4 billion, and that means you made what, 2.4 at least? At least 2.4 billion by yourself off of your 60%.
Right.
Bro, I mean the math in the NFL is so easy. Like, we look at these player contracts. I'll never forget. I looked at it when Kobe signed his deal, man. When Kobe signed that last deal, it was like 4 years, 85 million. Remember at the end of his career, and I'm like, man, why? You know, I'm like, that's way too much money. Why? So what I was really thinking is, well, why would Kobe sign this deal for 85 million when the only product they sell is you?
Right.
And what are they worth? How much do they make?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
off of you.
At most people's jobs, they never get to see how much their labor actually brings in revenue for their company.
Oh, they said that it's a statistic. They say that if you get paid like an average of 30,000, then that company makes at least 160 off of you, like so off your seat.
That's like what 250%.
Right. But they only give you that 30,000.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, and it makes sense because they got to pay their bills, they got to pay for the building, they got to keep the lights on, they got to subsidize your health insurance. Like
not just off you though. You feel me?
Profit in it for them. But if there was no profit in it for a company would never hire anybody. So they got to make some money. I ain't mad at them making some money.
Well, listen,
my issue with these pro athletes. Yeah.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'm not mad at nobody making money, but what I'm saying is niggas in the street selling dope is getting a 200% increase and they going to jail. You feel me? So the fact that you're the white man in your board position still kind of makes me feel like something.
Hey, listen. We all make choices. If you didn't want to be in the street selling dope, or if you were smart, you'd be taking that dope money and getting your flip game together and put something else legitimate together. You shouldn't be out there doing that long. You shouldn't be out there.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying the equivalent of people jump into dope because you get that 200% increase. Now, if you can also get it being a board member, that's different, you know?
And look, and let us put this out there for the internet because that's exactly what I'm saying to anybody that's listening. That there are greater returns in business than you think. 200% is not really that unfathomable. Like it's people in the way the market's been that's just in the investments making 8,000%.
No, you're right.
This year,
you're right.
So. Like we it's a short-sighted. Most of the people I know in the streets are there because they're short-sighted. We don't see the big. We're not doing enough research and homework and becoming educated on what our education.
But let's be honest though.
So you stay there long.
Let's be honest. I mean, not to stick on the subject because we got sports to talk about, but it's not so much short-sighted as much as who you know, and that whole Washington situation lets you know that if I can work my way up to get a piece of that 40%, and somebody can say, no, we don't like the way you're running that 40%, we want the rest of that, then you're pushed out. So imagine the people that don't have the opportunities to ever get to that board seat to get the 40%.
Right. Cliff, in life we make our opportunities. Everybody on this podcast has all the information of the world in their palm or on their desk or in their pocket. We all now have access to the exact same information.
But it's not what you know, it's who you know. It's who you know, not what you know. And that's a fact.
It's actually, well, let me give you some game. It's not actually who you know. It's actually who knows you. You could know Donald Trump, but what good will that do you in business if he doesn't know you?
Who let you in?
You could know Puffy. But what good is that in business if he doesn't know you?
But I'm saying, regardless, it's the same.
Not who you know.
But that's the general statement of what you're saying, though. Who you know is assuming that the person you know knows you as well. But what I'm saying is knowing.
So it's one more step higher. So who lets you in?
Right.
Because I know you don't mean I gotta let you in.
Look, and I'm saying nobody lets anybody in. You get in because you put yourself in. The person that gets in is the person that refuses to be out.
Until what? Until what? The NFL approved him to buy the 40%? Right? Do you see what I'm saying?
NFL.
But do you see what? But they've been trying that. But that's here nor there. We ain't about to talk about these.
No. Wait. Hold on. Look, now I feel like we on something good though. Like maybe we should pause and make this a conversation for
a different time. Right. Because we ain't talking about management.
Because what I was getting at is that. And look, 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
You got it.
LeBron, D Wade, Shaq, James Harden, Russ Westbrook. You get all of the top 50 earners in the last 50 years all come together, all sit down in the room and put a league together. You mean to tell me all of these stars in the NBA wouldn't go play in that league? Because what would the NBA's contract be if the top 100 players in the world weren't on there?
The NBA, and after they leave the NBA, they don't no longer have that same pool to be able to pull people from the league. The young niggas that's still coming up out of college, regardless if James Harden, LeBron have a league, they're gonna be looking at who's paying me more. And the NBA will always be paying more because they can afford to pay you 2 times what they're paying you now and still make that 200% profit. It doesn't work that way.
Mike have?
You don't.
What doesn't work that way?
Worth and have is 2 different things. But let's move on. Let's get to okay. We're gonna get to a little bit more NFL. What else? You got something else? Because Mount, I know you sent me some articles before these two. We're gonna get to the fight nights, but
so the 49ers have acquired the number 3 overall pick in the draft from the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that mean that they're getting rid of Garoppolo and right? And does that mean they're getting rid of Garoppolo and he's going back to New England? Because we know Belichick's been on that.
He would, yeah. He
could. And now it's about.
Rock is low.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But you know that's Belichick's guy, though. That's still Belichick's guy.
You know what? No, really, no. Look at. If I was San Francisco, I'd bring in somebody like Justin Fields. And I'm going to challenge Garoppolo with Justin Fields.
Well, see, I think it would be best if Garoppolo helped Justin Fields. You don't want to make enemies.
That's my point.
Hey.
Bring him in right now while I have a quarterback. It doesn't make sense if you don't have a quarterback.
But look at Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers. You think Aaron Rodgers is developing him? No, because he didn't want you to get him in the first place. So if you pick up somebody like Justin Fields and Garoppolo's still young in the prime of his career, he's automatically thinking like, I see what you're doing here. Fuck no, I'm not about to give him my tips.
But you know what?
That's not fair.
No, you know what? No. Hold on.
That's not fair.
What you think he'd do? You think he'd do otherwise and help him get the starting spot?
I don't need you to train him up, though. I mean, know what?
Okay.
I don't know if I got a dog.
I thought that's what you were saying. Like Garoppolo train up Justin.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening. I don't see it happening. I don't see Garoppolo being. He's not at that point in his career where he feels like I'm headed out. Why do I need to train somebody? He's only like what 25, 26.
Because what would a good person do? I'm the veteran. I've already been here. I'm the veteran. You're here. We can't change that now.
This is business, though. This ain't about good
everybody
people.
has that.
This is business. If
Because
I
Tom
train
Brady-
you take my spot. This is
so
no.
I'm gonna go out of my way to not help you now.
Well, okay, hold on.
And I'm not saying that's not true.
Tom Brady got rid of Garoppolo because he did not even
Exact. So he learned from another motherfucker that didn't want him around.
Tom Brady got rid of Garoppolo.
Yes, he did.
Oh,
yes, he did.
I didn't know that.
Because Belichick. I thought you were saying. I thought you were saying no, he didn't. Oh, yeah, he did.
Robert Kraft. They said he went to Robert Kraft
to overstep Belichick to get rid of Garoppolo.
You said what? You said what?
You want him? And then he went to Kraft, and Kraft was like, Brady still wants to play, get rid of Garoppolo.
Yeah.
And Belichick was like, I guess.
Brady said, Kraft, if you don't let Garoppolo go and keep me, I'm gonna tell about the strippers. I'm gonna tell about before that.
I'm gonna tell about all the hand jobs and the rubbing tugs, and you was there with Deshaun Watson. I know you was.
What else we do if we have some dirt?
It was just a massage.
All right.
I just asked her to massage my penis.
All right.
Hold on, segue.
Hold on. What you got, Pops?
What would bring out the best of Garoppolo?
No, you're right.
Bring another gun in. I don't give a fuck if you train him or not, motherfucker. I know now you can't control
competition.
Right. You, they can kick your ass.
I agree.
The bottom line is, I bring in Justin Fields. You don't perform. Guess what?
Right.
You're gone.
What's up, Jalen Hurts?
And they got rid of the starter before.
Yeah, say it again.
Well, that's Malcolm's. That's Malcolm's team.
But listen, but you know what I've seen the trend be lately though. The trend lately has been these teams are so hungry for that next superstar quarterback they are not letting they're not letting these kids grow. Like,
right.
Look at Haskins. Haskins wasn't ready. He clearly wasn't ready. The coach did everything he could to keep from putting him on the field. Look at Hugh Jackson and Baker Mayfield.
Right.
Baker wasn't ready. What did he do? We bring in Baker to light a fire under Tyrod.
Yeah.
That turned out fantastic.
That did turn out fantastic. You are right. Okay. Yep. Kind of proved your point. You right.
Cody Kessler. What do the owner of the Browns say? We drafted this dude because I'm saying it's not fair because I hear people put all kinds of stuff on athletes, and I feel like
oh, you got the major skip. He got the major key, Khaled.
Yeah.
To assume that Aaron Rodgers is the kind of person.
That's hot shit.
I'm assuming positive intent.
You know, I honestly don't like.
I'm assuming positive intent.
I don't like the stronghold these superstars have over the teams, man.
Right. No, I get it.
Name another player you feel like has a stronghold. I feel like over the last few
Brady
years,
and LeBron. Brady and LeBron. Them is the only two that can really run their teams.
Hold up. Your boy, Patrick Mahomes got a.
Nah, he's getting there. He's getting there,
but
and he deserves it though. People like Brady and LeBron deserve to be able to run their team.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, but they both got 20 years in though. Why does Mahomes deserve it?
Listen,
you ain't gonna let Patrick Mahomes go. Kansas City would not let Patrick Mahomes go.
Who in their right mind would?
Contract for 10 years. Where can? But that's my point. My point is these players. My point is these players don't have any control. Like, he's under contract. Like, what are you gonna do?
They got more control than you think.
Saying right now. Oh well.
Listen, the same way that these athletes are getting better, these athletes' lawyers are getting better for real. So they got more control than they think. That 10
got Milwaukee by the balls.
That 10 years starts to look like Fed time. It starts to turn into about 7. You feel what I'm saying? Depending on the situation and the lawyer. You may think you got me for 10, but I can play 3 more and get out of this contract.
Yeah, I mean, so show me somebody who successfully did that then.
I'm gonna show you this. You know, you say that right now, but look at Watson. Deshaun Watson. Not one word was talked about Deshaun Watson until he said he wanted out.
Right.
And now that he won out, they trying to destroy his name.
But where's his control?
That's my.
Well, he didn't have. Well, he was in Texas. He was with the royal family. That's Meghan Markle with the royal family. You don't be a black man and go to Texas and expect to have control there. That doesn't work.
But he still got control. Cause you trying to belittle him so nobody else will pick him up.
Listen,
which was my point. My point is these players. You're signing a to play for my team.
And that's what the players have been saying for years.
He said,
control. You only have the amount of influence I'm willing to give you.
Mike stupid.
It's all good.
He said he bawed like a lamb.
It's all good, AJ.
I don't know what just happened. But all I'm saying is that contractually, and this goes back to the conversation I said maybe we should have next time.
Right.
Contractually, you have zero control. My name is on your paycheck. You wear my logo on your chest,
and
99% of the revenue that comes into this
comes to me. Right. But that's what the players have been saying. That's what the players have been saying for years. That it's almost like a slave trade, like ownership.
My bad trade. It is.
Oh yeah, you gonna have to call your IT girl up from under the desk.
Yeah.
Get her from up under the desk and tell her to plug them.
You sold the rights and it works over here.
You got AOL.
Yeah, there it go.
AJ need an Ethernet cable.
He was going in too. I wanted to hear it.
Yeah, I did too.
Send hot sauce over here.
Listen, I'm about to find her and call her right now. But no, I do do agree. I will say, AJ, I do agree that we do need to do a business behind the scenes hit the showers joint.
You can even sit her mama over here if you want to.
I'm done with him, man. I'm done with him.
But I'm with y'all. I do agree that a lot of these superstars should take over. They should start taking over the league. They should start taking.
They
over.
should. It's just gonna be hard.
Okay, here we go. Here we go with this Rooney Rule. Where's that at?
It's not gonna be hard.
Right? No, you're right.
It's not gonna be hard.
You don't think? That takes a lot of organization, a lot of unification. It's not just going to be a LeBron, Harden, and a Curry. It takes a lot of unification for that.
You can't do it on name.
It does. It does take a lot of unification for that. But there's a lot of people in that pool of equity that could invest.
I agree. I do agree.
Like there's a lot of money there to begin with, and we're not expecting any of these athletes to become TV executives and production technicians. That's not what we need them for. What we need them for is to be the face. Right.
You got Ice Cube for that. He been doing the big three. Get Ice Cube in there.
Look, which means we already see it. We're already seeing that it's possible. It's possible to start a league, get a TV contract with a major carrier.
Right.
It's already been done. So now the real question for me is, how long will I accept 1% of the revenue? Or how long will I accept 1% of the revenue for a product that I manufacture 100% of?
Right. No, you are correct.
That's just basic.
You're absolutely correct.
It's not like you work at a grocery store bagging groceries and you're not responsible for the inventory. You're not responsible for the logistics. You're not responsible for any of the overhead or IT or web development or any of that stuff. It's not like you're one of the people way down the line that's so disconnected from the money that you don't really contribute.
Right.
Nah, their whole entire product is you.
Right.
They have one product and it's you.
Right.
That ain't a hard product to replace. Like, you're the person that manufactures it.
Right.
And if the best 100 fighters in the world weren't in UFC, let's say the best 100 fighters in the world all quit and went to Bellator. Who's number one tomorrow?
Bellator.
Who do we want now? Who gets all the pay-per-view money?
Bellator.
How hard? And doesn't that network already exist?
Yes, it does. But it's also still run by the same manipulators. The same, so you can't leave a NFL to go to a XFL or a CFL because you're still under the same regime. You then have to listen. You then have to compete. Exactly, you have to compete, and they pay for the airtime, so you can't afford that anymore.
Look, let me give you an example of somebody that's already on the verge of doing that, but as usual, there's no minority faces involved.
What's up?
The XFL and the CFL.
With the Rock and all, we talked about that last week.
So you got, but my point is, so we got two infrastructures that already exist. Now, granted, they're not on the scale of the NFL, but you take all of the best of your talent and your TV contracts. We take the best of our talent and our TV contracts. We put those together.
But the difference is they're two white infrastructures. That's the difference. That's why there's a will to merge. Now, once you got the niggas saying we standing on our own, then it's like, I know we charging ESPN $1 million for this airtime. We're charging you $5 million.
Okay, Puffy, how much to get on Revolt again? Because we got it O Network.
I like how you thinking. How you thinking.
How much does it cost to put this on the Oprah Sports Network?
I like how you thinking.
I'm saying there's so much infrastructure now. There's so many people that have already. That's my point. My point is it's a lot less difficult now to pull something like that off because we already have infrastructures in places. It would really just be a point of getting all of those pieces together. That's all I'm saying.
You're forgetting the one thing though. XFL is only collaborating with the CFL because the CFL has been running for a long time.
Right.
CFL ain't even known in the United States.
XFL got the marketing. CFL have the structure.
Right. And the bottom line is if the NFL don't like you, they can shut you.
They won't even play it in the US. They won't even. You'll have to watch it on an app if they don't want you on TV.
Hey, listen, and I'm saying to you, if Steph is playing on an app, I'm watching the app.
Yeah, I'm getting the app.
If KD is on the app,
I'm
if
getting
KD
the app.
On TV, KD is on the app. I'm watching the app.
You right.
The majority of us consume it on the apps anyway right now. How many times are you watching this on your tablet or on your phone?
That's true.
It's not.
Yeah, I agree.
Day where we used to just sit in front of the TV for 4 hours and watch the game. Now I could take the game with me.
Right. I don't even have to watch the game when the game comes on. I can wait and watch it later.
I'll catch it on Hulu tonight.
You are right. You are right.
So but if the players ain't behind you, you ain't going nowhere.
If the players are behind you,
if America, I don't care if Steph go. I'm gonna watch Steph for like I watch.
No.
As I am a fan of Steph,
right?
Once I'm gone, who cares?
Well, here's the thing though. I think America. When you think of America like that, America is us.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not the white folks that's running the shit. It's us that's consuming the shit.
And who's 80? And where do 80% of the consumption dollars come from?
Us. And when I say us, for everybody listening, I don't mean black people. I mean whites as well. I mean us, the little people on the bottom tier. We the ones that consume, and I know that there's a lot of white people that would still consume if LeBron and Steph chose to do it themselves. But
the best show is the best show. I don't care what network it's on. Do you not watch the Super Bowl if it's on CBS or over
ABC? TNT, ABC, doesn't matter.
Only a star, but a star is only a star as long as it shines.
Right.
Once you start losing that glimmer, they don't think about you no more.
Right. Even the Young Bucks is like, yeah, LeBron got his shit, but LeBron ain't playing no more. I'm playing for the person that pays me more.
At one time, Michael Jordan was the greatest. They don't even talk about him that much no more.
They had to make the final dance just to bring it back around because people was talking about LeBron.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it's okay to not be the most popular person in social media, but Mike's bank account's still bigger than LeBron's.
Shaq got one of the largest bank accounts in the world. But ain't nobody think about Shaq.
But I don't know.
Shaq.
Yeah,
that's my point. The money. Usually, the money you see is the small money.
Right.
We only see the small money. These rappers make a nickel per album sale. A nickel.
Right.
5 cents for a $13 download. They make a nickel.
Right.
These so we never see the money. The money is Clive Davis. That's the money.
Yeah. Right.
And he ain't on social media stunting in front of some Bugatti.
Listen.
But who got the money?
I ain't gonna say you lying. You ain't lying, my brethren.
Who owns the Houston Astros? Exactly. But where's the money in the Houston Astros? In the owner's bank account. We don't know them.
Right.
So, I mean, the money that we see is never the money. The money which is my point about why it makes sense for those guys at some point to start growing up and being more mature, just like this whole generation of rappers.
Okay, round it back.
There's so much money now out there for these rappers that they figured out how to tap into online
on their own.
Without the labels, that there's now a new class of wealth.
I was just about to say that shit. You took that shit right out my mouth. You took that shit
bank.
right out my mouth.
It's a whole new bank. So now why would an artist go and sign? Why wouldn't a female artist sign with Nicki Minaj when she can be
my ass just as fat? My ass is just as fat. My rap game is just as tight, bitch. I'm doing it myself.
Look, and I fuck with Nicki. I got respect for her as an OG.
That's what saying though.
She's sitting on 100. Right. She's sitting on 100. She's sitting on 130 M's, and instead of wanting to own me, Nicki, like, I don't want to own you. I just want to cut. I'll put you into my infrastructure. I'll have my people do your shit the same way they did mine. And instead of being a label and taking 90%, pay me 10.
Well, I mean, you're right. We're in the age of real. I will say, Mount, give me one more, and then we gonna move on to fight night shit. If you got it.
One more. Yeah.
Maybe two. We only had.
So it says Saints cornerback. I believe his name is Marcus Lattimore, right?
Marshawn.
Marshawn. Charged with receiving stolen firearm. So I guess more to come on that.
In Cleveland.
In Cleveland.
First of all, never accept a firearm in Cleveland. I don't care if you didn't get it from the cashier at the gun store, don't accept the fire. I don't care if it's your best friend and he say, hold this for me, bro, it's registered. Don't accept a firearm in Cleveland.
In Cleveland.
Where's he from?
Cleveland.
Is he? Yeah. I'm about to look it up.
He's from Cleveland.
He knew better. God damn, Joe.
He is from Cleveland. Cleveland. He's 24.
That's funny. He said Cleveland. Yep, that's it. Damn.
I can't wait for Cleveland to come back up. It's crazy how like Detroit and Cleveland died. Like that's just crazy to me. Like we literally have sat here and watched American cities literally just die.
Right. No, you're right.
Like that place was popping when I was growing up. You know what I mean? Like
Detroit?
It's sad.
Yes.
But I mean, at the same time, I will say, and I'm not going to use this to segue quite yet, even though I said one more and we'll move on. But boxing is bringing it back. Boxing is bringing both of them places back.
Oh, no stuff.
Boxing is bringing both of them places back. It's a lot of lit fighters coming out of Detroit, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Toledo right now. So those lower tier mafia run towns are now being brought back with
young athletes.
Yeah, essentially.
Look, like it used to be, Cliff. Look, you want to know the OG is on here. You can ask Cliff. Like,
I know.
Used to be a spot that, like, this used to be where he came from. Music. I mean, shit. Between Ohio and Michigan, without Ohio and Michigan, there's no Motown. There's no 70s soul. Like,
there's no nothing. I mean?
Like, bruh, a lot of talent came out of
Listen,
here,
think about any athlete. Think about the best athletes in basketball right now. Steph Curry, LeBron James, Terry Rozier.
Ohio.
You think of all
Terry before everybody else.
Listen, are you saying Terry Rozier is one of the best point guards in the league right now?
But you named Terry Rozier before Damian Lillard and
from Ohio, Jack.
Okay.
Ohio, Jack.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, we repping for the O. I don't know about Dame.
I just get paid in Ohio.
You know,
like I think for pro athletes, I think Ohio was like third, all sports combined.
Right,
he's like third all time.
And that's
Ohio's a big. Florida, Ohio, yeah, they're big on the map.
But think about it when you think of the people that were behind, the Texases and Californias per capita,
Right.
they're shitting on us.
California,
They're shitting on us. So that
California.
means out of the O, it's just talent in general.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can put us against California and Texas and we still come in third out of everybody, that's a problem. Something's going on in Ohio that y'all don't know.
And that's why I moved there.
Listen, it might be a Simpsons nuclear power plant here that's making us the opportune athlete. But out of all of them, Ohio's on top right now.
They got a lot of talent in Ohio. Ohio's a lot of motherfuckers.
But we'll move on. We'll move on, and before we get into fight night specifically, I want.
Hey,
what you got, Mike?
Go ahead. I have nothing on fight night.
Oh no, this is, you won't even need it for this specific question. The Jake Paul Ben Askren fight. Mm-hmm. The follow up to the Nate Robinson Jake Paul fight. So they what you got to say, AJ? What you got?
Are we considering him a real fighter now?
No, not at all. None of them are real fighters, but I will say, like I've said in the past, if Jake Paul really wants to commit, he will be a real fighter.
I'm saying I can't knock him.
He will be a real, and he's not just no slouch. He's really working at it.
Yeah, he's coming out.
Look, so let me ask you this: you think he could be a world class fighter?
No.
He started fighting 2 weeks ago.
No. I'm not saying world class, but I think he could be the guy that beats up all the cab drivers as a pro boxer.
I'm not gonna say, if you beat up enough cab drivers, you can be a world class fighter.
Even if you start late, like in your 30s.
Well, no. He's only 25. He's 25 now. He started when he was 23.
Oscar De La Hoya's in his 50s, and he got a fight coming up on the 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I heard about that.
But he's been fighting since he was like 6.
but he's still.
But listen, once again, these are Ohio boys. We don't know if they ain't been fighting since they was, and just jumped back into it. They could have been training in the gym before and never did it and came back into the. You know what I mean? Like so. Because let's be honest, Jake Paul, he's not just a YouTube fighter. Like everybody pegs him as that, but he has a lot of skill. If you really look at him, he has a lot of skill.
Really, I haven't seen him fight yet.
You gotta watch him, man. You gotta watch him. Like even they did a split screen of him training to that Nate Robinson fight, and his trainer had him do the roll uppercut combo, and it was exactly the knockout. They did it side to side, him hitting the mitts to him hitting Nate Robinson, and it was the exact movement. Like it was like you downloaded the information perfectly and used it in a fight, and that's what you asked for from a fighter.
Okay.
So he did it in only 2-3 fights. So he may have a bit of a future in it, but that's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is they announced the new commentators. And Pops, I'm gearing this for you. Did you see the Mike Tyson Roy Jones fight?
Yes.
How did you feel about Snoop being a commentator?
I didn't like it.
I didn't either. He was driving me fucking crazy, man. Like
I don't like it. I mean, to me, it's like I can't stand it where you take these superstars and let them peg themselves where they want to be. Snoop has no idea. I don't like him playing basketball. I don't like him playing football.
Right.
I don't. Snoop Dogg, you got lucky with a few rap songs. You
right.
Stay in your lane.
Right.
A few little lucky rap songs.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. So with that being said, everybody, because I know y'all don't have this information yet, I didn't send it. I didn't send it.
Why don't I?
Do you? Name them there. Who did they announce as the commentators for this Ben Askren fight?
I played the fifth. I don't know.
Exactly. So shut the fuck up, Hollywood. So listen now. Snoop Dogg is now back as a commentator.
High as hell.
Now listen to the rest. Everyone, listen to the rest. Pete Davidson from Saturday Night Live, the mixed dude that was with Ariana Grande, right?
Right. She left.
Here's the only one that I really am looking forward to hearing. Mario Lopez from Saved by the Bell.
Okay.
He's a Golden Glove. He's a Golden Glove.
Yeah.
He sparred. Yeah, Mario Lopez is a Golden Glove champion. He sparred with Manny Pacquiao, Canelo Alvarez. He's a real fighter. He still has sparring footage to this day.
Get the hell out of here.
He has his own boxing podcast that goes on, and they show his sparring footage on the podcast.
Okay.
So that I'll say Mario's the only one I'm really interested in. Listen to the next though. This is where it gets wild. I know we said Snoop and Pete Davidson, but this is where it gets wild. Supermodel Taylor Hill. Who the fuck is that? Who is that? And why do I care about a supermodel commentating the fight?
You know what the bottom line is? Back like again, what I said. It's the superstar bullshit.
Man,
you're trying to draw people to get more money because you want to get these people's names out there because the fighters ain't impressing you, so you want to get the right kind of commentators because you want to hear
that. Okay. So it's almost like a contingency plan. Like they trying to back up if the fights don't go well. At least the commentators may.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense. I never thought of it.
And what you got to say?
What you got, Mal?
Look how diverse that lineup is. You said.
Listen, I didn't even name. Listen here. Here's the kicker though, right? Here's the last TikTok superstars, Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio. They're just TikTokers, just kids. They're just kids that do TikTok. Teenagers that do TikTok.
Could have been us.
Hey man, to me that demeans and belittles.
It does. Even the event, real boxers are already saying this demeans us because we worked our whole life to get here, and you got fighters just jumping in to do it. But then you bring in jokes of commentators to make it a real spectacle.
Right. It's a show. Now it's a show.
It's a circus.
It's not about competition anymore. The competition is not what's driving it anymore. But why do you feel like they need to stoop to that level in order to get people interested in boxing?
That's a great question, because what's funny about it is, even though Jake Paul and Ben Askren are the main event headline, they have real fighters on the undercard. So now you have right. So now you have people that have literally devoted their entire life to doing this, that are on the undercard of the people that decided to just jump into it, making less than, while we got clowns as commentators. And I don't mean, Snoop. I don't want to just call him a clown, because I like Snoop, but you are a clown commentator. You're a clown commentator.
He's goofy.
And a couple of things you said may have been funny, but you were annoying. Kick back. It was annoying. Like, I was getting annoyed. I almost turned off the fight because I was getting sick of hearing what Snoop had to say.
Right.
Are you going to watch it?
Yeah, I'm going to watch it.
Is it pay-per-view or is it just regular?
It is pay-per-view, but it's on Triller, and I believe they're only charging $50 instead of $80 for it. Like, regular pay-per-views are $80, so they're trying to give it like a $30 discount.
You're gonna watch it?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm not gonna pay for it.
Oh, okay.
Right. I'll go to somebody else's house and watch it, but I'm not about to. Even if they say give me $5 to come watch it at my house, I'm not watching it. But if you say I got the fight, come watch it for free, I'll go see it.
So here's what I think the real problem with this is. Why isn't what happened to boxing?
I know exactly what happened to boxing.
Why don't we care about boxing anymore?
We had this conversation. Go ahead, Mike.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
They had that referee do that old janky stuff there.
Oh, you talking about Canelo Triple G fight? Right. That's when we knew that the mafia is still involved. When that the lady judge that judged the first Triple G Canelo fight that ended in a draw, she ruled it like a it was something crazy like 89 to 72, or like it was a 9-point difference between the two. While both of these ruled it a draw, she had Canelo up like 9 rounds or some shit like that, and they didn't let her. They did let her back, Mike. They actually let her back. They recommissioned her and allowed her back. I said that she shouldn't be allowed back.
Hey man, it's part of it, and I feel like that's part of it. It's been that way my whole life. You go back to boxing. It's been that way forever. I'm
sorry I didn't answer your question though, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but the answer what happened to boxing is exactly what we talked about last week, Pops. I said Dana White runs the UFC. He's the matchmaker. I make the matches, so you can't avoid the best fights. I make them. You feel what I'm saying? So if somebody says, yeah, it's not time for us to fight, it's not time for Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence to fight, Dana White can say, fuck that. Y'all motherfuckers is fighting. But in boxing, you got the PBC, you got Matchroom, you got Bob Arum and Top Rank, you got all these promotional companies that treat themselves like gangs, to where it's like, I'm a Nazi, you're a Jew. We'll never associate with each other. Well, the issue is, you can be a Nazi and you can be a Jew, but you're representing different nationalities of fighters that have nothing to do with y'all two's beef. So why won't you put them against each other? That's why boxing's falling off and UFC's taking off, because there's no beef in the UFC. Dana White makes the fights.
So they put the best fighters in the ring.
Period.
They don't have
They need to eliminate all of the promoters. Just one guy that says, "Yep, y'all fighting," or "Nope, y'all ain't fighting. This is the next fight," and then this fight happens.
Or a panel of judges, or however you did it, but you're saying somebody needs to have control over it.
Somebody needs to have, because otherwise, because I'm a regular guy, right? I just have a license to promote, but I have a great fighter everybody wants to see, and now me and you have had beef. You fuck my bitch. I have a problem with you, and you have a fighter that everybody wants to see fight my fighter. Do you think I'm gonna put money in your pocket after you fuck my bitch? No, they'll never fight, because I'm not going to put them up against each other. I'm not going to make him no money. And that's where we're at in boxing currently. I don't know if Bob Arum fucked Al Heyman's bitch or vice versa, but they're not doing business with each other. Like Russia and, you know what I mean? Like, they're just not dealing with each other. And that's what's hurting the sport because we can't ever get the fights that we want to see.
Boxing just ain't the same. I think the amount of talent is way different too. I think the crop of talent was greater.
I honestly think the talent is getting better.
It is.
But you just don't get to see it. You said you don't think it is? Pops, you said you don't think it is?
No. I got a different perspective. I'll let y'all finish first.
Oh, okay. The only reason, I'll let you add your perspective. The only reason why I say the talent's getting better is because kids aren't getting trained the same. You know what I mean? Like the first combo you learn in boxing is the 1-1-2 or the 1-2-3. You know what I mean? 2 jabs in a straight or a jab straight hook. You know what I mean? Now these kids are leading off with lead uppercuts, lead hooks, lead check hooks, all this shit that wasn't trained to fighters we grew up learning. You know what I mean? So it comes to a point where you see different looks from fighters that could be the same. You know what I mean? Who that? Is that Malcolm?
Yeah, that's Malcolm.
God damn, Hollywood.
Cut your mic off, man.
Right.
Malcolm.
With his fuck ass. For we but yeah, no, make your point, Pop.
My point is, it's the same scenario which I was talking about, or we talked about earlier. It's about the fact that Shaq, Kobe, everybody started their own league. Start your own league. MMA came out with the product that was very nice. Boxing had control over it. Boxing had control. They had control of the market. They started selling their little videos, pay-per-view, $100 fights, $60 fights a night, and people was paying for it. MMA came out at the right time.
Right, they did.
Had a good product, and they was letting theirs go a lot cheaper.
You're right.
MMA fight for $30 compared to a fight for $100. Fuck the $100. I'm gonna spend $30 for, because this world is violent anyway.
Right.
You brought a violent fight out. I like the way they was doing. I like the way they fight. They're not just boxing. They grappling. What's his name? Gracie, and they had a name for themselves. It all came out.
Real fighters. Gracie and them were real fighters before UFC.
So what happened? They started making money. These boxers of the day start thinking like, okay, MMA is taking over. Why am I going? Have people want to? They have to be young kids only box because they want to get out the ghetto. They want to make money. MMA's taking over. They thought boxing was dying, and they just did fuck it. So I mean, that's my partake, my perspective. But
right.
The thing is, MMA started taking over. Started going on. Now all of a sudden you start to realize MMA is not as great as you thought it was. Boxing's starting to come back. The problem is these young kids of today don't give a fuck about boxing.
Right. They grew up on UFC.
Their PlayStations, their Oculuses.
And there's no boxing on none of it for real.
And these young kids today, like you hit them in the head now, they're like, don't hit me. I'm going to get my gun. So now boxing is not the same anymore because there's too many pussies in this world today.
Man, I said that I said those exact words. Substitute boxing.
I agree.
You can't even get a good job nowadays because the kids come in and be like, I'm not doing that. Fuck that. I quit.
Right.
They jump to them. They're like, oh, I'm going to call my attorney. You hurt my feelings. I mean,
nah, you right. You are right. You listen.
Nowadays, men have become women and women have become men.
Damn near. I can see. Right.
In some ways, yeah.
The wussification of America.
The wussification. I would. That's a censored version of it.
Yes, it is.
I'm not gonna say what I would say, but
okay. Clip. Who is this? See, what you got to do is you take the panties off. Then you get you a condom.
You
Papa
stupid.
George all the way.
Stupid.
Then you get something to put in the condom.
Listen, and if you don't fit it, you ain't shit.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta feel that motherfucker.
Don't put it on. Hey, waterbeds and stuff, share the fillers. Get you a filler.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Go to the dwarf store and get you some dwarf condoms in this one.
But what those little finger joints for like people that sew or whatever.
I've been watching them dwarfs on the little ladies, when them little ladies taking some big 6 foot niggas on them 3 foot women.
You know what? Didn't I just say that on the podcast with me, you, and my brother?
Right.
now you see where I come from. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
they said that, right.
But we'll move on. Tonight, this evening, did you place that bet?
Ooh, let me do that now.
Nigga.
Hang on.
What you got, Pop?
You see what I sent you?
Hey.
You see what I sent you?
Right.
I got one more serious.
Yep, yeah. We ain't wrapping up.
Hey, what's going on with the NCAA and the women and the men's COVID testing?
What do you mean COVID testing?
Oh,
Now don't. I don't want to hear what you about to say. Go ahead and continue.
Okay, look. The men's testing is more stressed, more serious. They make it like right now, and the women's they've been playing like these little like delays and shit. Like the women, they play the whole game before you even want to be tested. But men have to be tested like every day right now.
Right.
And then it's like the women are being like
right.
delayed. You ain't making no money off the women, so you don't give a fuck.
Right.
Men, you want it. So that's where I'm at right there.
It's the same. You know what? I thought you was about to say how they were testing is what I was about to say. Don't tell me.
Women are getting a I can't remember what it's called. The women are getting a
different testing the men.
Yeah, they're not testing it in the same way the whole night, and the men is pissed off about the women are being treated different, and Well,
listen, it's similar to what did you hear about the weight room scenario?
No.
So, of course, you know that they're still operating in a bubble during like the March Madness and all that. So what happened was each team has to be awarded a weight room like in their off season, because like they stay there for a couple days while they're in the bubble, and then they leave after their game is over. So I guess the men's weight room was like a college weight room, like filled up. The women's weight room consisted of 6 dumbbells.
Heard about that. I did hear about that.
6, and they said, and they tried to make it out. They tried to make it out like it was a money thing, like, well, y'all don't make enough. So, but at the same time, it's not about that. The NCAA rules state that they have to have a facility that they can train in, and those 6 dumbbells don't account for that facility. Regardless of how much money they make, they got a scholarship to come to your school for you to provide them with the equipment they're supposed to have.
Exactly.
So you can't just give them 6 dumbbells and give the boys a whole gym facility and expect that to be. So it sounds the same. Like, so we can't afford it, so we'll just test y'all once every now and then, but we'll test the men every day to make sure they're safe.
Right.
That's crazy.
Like what Shaq said.
That's crazy.
Like Shaq said, lower the rim so the girls can dunk.
I think so too. That might help out.
No, but the girl said, no. That one little chick, I don't know what her name is. I can't remember her name. I know if I can't remember right now. But she said, worry about your own sport, leave our sport alone.
Well, that's the issue. Nobody's watching it. Nobody's watching it.
Don't dumb. But then they're saying the whole game is not built on dunking. Their game is built on playing basketball.
No, they do have better. Nope, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes they have better fundamentals than the men. Sometimes. No, listen, me and 100%. my brother Chris, and one of his fiance's cousins was over at the house chilling, watching a game, a basketball game. I swear on everything I love, we watched this game for 15 minutes, and these females were on the ground at least 5 times. Like falling, wrestling for the ball, all that. And I was thinking, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is a high school game.
You know what the difference? You know why they're on the ground so much?
Why?
Because this is their NBA. They give a shit.
Listen, but I understand you give a shit, but nobody should be on the ground like that. Like,
bro,
you don't.
Cliff, you're a fighter. You're a fighter. You grew up fighting. Fighting, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I understand what you're trying to say. I get what you're getting at.
What I'm trying to say is, you walk out a bar. You in a dark alley, and 3 dudes walk up on you, do you get? Are you going to end up? Are you going to be on the ground?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna be on the ground.
You gonna be wherever you gotta be, wherever the action is. That's where you gonna be, right? Wherever your area is, that's where I'm gonna be.
Wherever, you're right.
I'm saying that's the difference between the female game and the male game.
But
if the males were on it, like the women were on it, like the male, like in the NBA, think about it. Then just start paying attention. Start paying attention to how many loose balls go out of bounds that somebody could have dived on the ground and got. In the women's game, they get on that ground and they get that ball. It's the real thing all the time in the women's game. I love it. I love it.
But you also gotta look at how everybody got on the ground in the first place. You feel me? If y'all are tripping over shoes and dribbling off of your foot and trying to jump at ball, that doesn't happen in the NBA. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen in the NBA. You don't see motherfuckers driving a lane and tripping over a leg and taking a face plant into the paint. You don't see it.
Bro, you don't see. Look, with me and you tell me what game you want to watch. I'm gonna watch it with you. You call me, we're gonna watch it together.
Listen,
I guarantee you, it's a lot less people face planting. These women are extremely talented. I do. It's more entertaining to me because they playing for something. They play like their hair is on fire. They play like this shit matters.
I agree.
And I love that shit.
I agree.
It's like watching a boxing match where you know the dude there for the money, and you can Cliff know because I watched it with your dad, and he'd be like, "Yo, this dude here for the check. He not here for his respect. He not here to defend his name.
Right.
He here to get the check, and you see it. And that's what the NBA look like to me. Y'all out here to get a check, man. Like this is open gym. Y'all not out here playing like this is a championship.
I can see why you say that though, because I've been our NBA podcasts are Wednesdays, and I've been saying for the past couple Wednesdays that in the NBA their angles are awful. Like they have awful angles on defense. They stop if they get passed. They don't run towards the 3 when they're getting beat off a pass on a swing. Bro. I see a lot of things that I do see the ladies do harder.
Right.
For sure.
And if you were playing that, all I'm saying is if these NBA guys, Jesus. First you got to know your size.
Speaking of
condom that's for your size.
Speaking of NBA gays,
Magnum if you admit it.
Speaking of NBA gays, Dwight Howard got traded and almost fought Marquette. I'm
Yo, listen.
I'm only kidding. Another Quaalude.
Real spit. Because we all man. We probably all of us hooped. I know because your dad hooped with me. We all hooped.
Right.
When you are hooping as hard as you can,
are you going to hit the ground?
You're gonna be on the ground.
But you're not gonna hit the ground just dribbling to the hole.
Sometimes you will, bro.
Sometimes, but 15 minutes 4 times in 15 minutes is too fucking much.
You show me the game, and we gonna put it on Zoom, and we gonna record it and let the whole world watch it. We play it back and commentate it for the whole world.
Listen, I'm not hating though, because I told Malk, who dropped the ball last week. I told you
battle out, man.
What you say?
Hey. I think the girls be battling out.
Bro, I love
some of them do. Hey, some of them do.
They are playing with their hearts, bro. Like,
but Wright State got their first NCAA tournament win against Arkansas.
Yep. Shut up.
Yep, Wright State.
Women's?
Yeah, Wright State women's got their first NCAA win against Arkansas, and I meant to shout that out last week on the basketball podcast. Forgot about that.
I was saying, girl said, do not lower the fucking rim. If you can't dunk, you ain't gonna dunk. Fuck you, Shaq.
I mean, I get it. I wouldn't want nobody to lower. I don't like playing on the lower rim. I used to hate it in the neighborhood, and they'd be like, lower the rim so I could dunk. No, nigga, the shot is 10 foot. Shoot 10 foot.
Maybe we should use lighter gloves.
Well, see, that's different because, listen, lighter gloves is more damage. So if you'd like to lose lighter gloves, we can do that. I'd always be for lighter gloves.
Yeah, well, you and me, but these fighters ain't out here advocating to use lighter gloves.
Right. Give me
who running a campaign to use lighter gloves.
You right.
I get it. Hey, back about my thing. What about Mike Tyson and Vander?
Oh, I sent you that.
Well, you know what, Pop? You might not have known
loved it.
that was supposed to be the first fight. You know that, right? It was supposed to be, the Mike Tyson Roy Jones was supposed to be Evander Mike Tyson.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but I don't think one of them pulled out. Something happened to where they couldn't fight, and Roy Jones got substituted into that fight. But it was originally Evander had agreed to that fight before Roy Jones did.
I'll tell you right now, Mike ain't smoked the weed he smoked before he fought Evander.
Listen,
Roy Jones.
Bruh.
Right.
Listen, I got a ton of respect. I got a ton of respect for my OGs. I really do.
Right.
But it's nothing sexy to me about watching two 60-year-old dudes.
Listen, but at the same time, if you're a fighter, you want to fight forever. You want to fight forever.
I get it. It's just not sexy. Like, I just don't want to see it. It's nothing. It's not exciting.
I do too. I
want to see Mike Tyson smoking before he fight. I don't want to see him getting high before he fight.
Well,
I don't know if I mind that. I don't know if I mind it.
He said he was smoking weed before he fought.
Right.
But, I don't want to.
Well, you know.
Listen.
Now imagine Mike fighting without the weed. That's like him fighting without medication. Before when they said no, put Mike back on that fucking medication, he's going wild.
He's biting the ears off.
I watched Roy and Mike. I watched Roy and Mike, right? And I was excited for it. I watched him because Roy's my favorite fighter ever. So
is it?
Bruh, it was a hugging contest in there, man.
It was.
They needed dresses on in that hole. I don't know what the hell was happening.
Well, Roy had to though. Roy had to. He couldn't just fight that fight without hugging.
No.
If Roy and Mike would have fought in their prime, it would have went the same way. Roy would have been hugging because once Mike gets in, you gotta grab him. You can't let him just go off.
Yeah,
but Mike, you took it.
That's the whole reason why Evander got bit in the first place, is because he kept hugging every time Mike got in and leading with that headbutt. And Mike was like, what the fuck is going on? And the last time he grabbed him, Mike was like, fuck this. I'm about to bite this motherfucker. And he got bit.
He got bit. Yeah.
Hey man, look, so look, it's nothing exciting. I mean, we might as well, it's like going to an old folks home and getting two people out of the old folks home.
Let's do it. Next, hit the showers.
Putting Vaseline all over their bodies and then telling them, you know, putting a steak dinner on the table and telling them to go in there. Two old ladies and just telling them to beat each other to death. It's only 10 seconds worth of fighting, and it's gonna be 12 rounds worth of hugging.
Yeah, I mean, these guys is definitely not the same.
Handle that real quick for me. Y'all got it.
Hey,
man.
Hey, Cliff.
He got Smokey at the window. That's
hey,
why
Cliff.
he
Look,
had that face.
it looked like Mike Tyson and Roy Jones was like Dancing with the Stars, man.
Really? I didn't even watch it. Man.
You didn't miss nothing. You can go over Cliff's house and just hug it out if you just need a hug. I mean,
yeah.
Hopefully y'all keep y'all shirts on.
Yeah. It's skin time.
You know about that, huh, Mike Brown?
Oh, okay. Now I know about that. Yeah.
You was in that uncalled Louisville boy.
Yeah.
You don't look twice.
Yeah, okay.
You know about it.
Hey, Mike did say that kind of fast though, like he was ready for that one. Like,
He was.
got a real natural. Experience. It was real natural when you said it.
He got experience. Hey, Mike played. Hey, let's just say Mike played. He said wide receiver and tight end back in the day. So, he knows both positions.
Okay, whatever. Man. I'll let you ride with that one. Good Lord.
That's why I kept preaching that tuck rule, AJ. And Papa
shit.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Tuck rule.
Yeah.
Tuck rule. Oh my God.
Right now.
What up?
Okay.
Hey, Cliff, when do you want to get to that?
We about to wrap it up. So last 15, we gonna get to fight night this evening. There's actually 2, isn't it? UFC and
Yeah.
But
Yes,
boxing tonight. Did you place that bet before we get into it?
So I sent you a text because that one closed down. I can refund your money within 2.5 seconds or less, or I can take it in place. Hey, the tournament's on too. Keep in mind.
Oh man, I told you to. God damn, we gonna miss out on that. If that white boy win, nigga, you owe me money.
I'll pay you myself.
Nah, you ain't gonna pay me, but god damn. But the only reason
I didn't know it closed up that fast.
Yeah, because it started at 6:30. That's why I was asking if you right. The prelim started at 6:30 and it closed the bet at the start of the event most of the time. But for all that don't know, Dillian White versus Alexander Povetkin 2 is going on this evening. What I find interesting about this fight is that in the first fight, Dillian White, of course, was the favorite. Povetkin actually knocked him out, flash knockout in the 5th round. Mm-hmm. Like flash knockout, it's over.
Good.
5th round. Now, what's funny about this fight is the second time around they have Dillian White on top again, right? He's at negative 400, while Povetkin is at a plus. What'd you say, 350?
It was like something like that earlier.
And that's ridiculous to me because, in my opinion, Povetkin's the better fighter, but he's 9 years older than Dillian White. Povetkin's 39 years old. To your point, AJ, saying that the older athletes are getting, the more they're able to compete. I definitely agree. Because there's a lot of fighters in boxing right now that are 30 and 40 years old. But he's one that's still on the top of his game as, I don't know if you know, Pops. I know you're not familiar with Povetkin, but I know he's only lost to Vladimir Klitschko and AJ Anthony Joshua.
Right.
Now, Dillian White is the most...
But he's not a bad fighter.
No, not at all. Not at all. He had a great amateur career, too. I think his amateur career...
He's not on their level yet.
Who?
Your boy, you talk about, he's not on the same level. I've seen him.
Povetkin?
Yeah, he's not on the same level with them 2 guys yet.
As AJ and... right. I agree 110%. AJ and Klitschko.
He has good form. He's a good fighter. He's just not on that level yet.
I would say he's right outside of... Well, no, he might be... I would say I'll put him in the top 5 heavyweights.
Yo, listen.
Right now.
While we talking about heavyweights, where the hell is Deontay Wilder?
He's in litigation. He's in litigation from Tyson Fury to Glovegate. He alleged that Tyson Fury had an egg weight in his glove, and that's why his glove wasn't all the way on. And now they're reviewing to see if some bullshit happened. That's why neither one of them have fought. Tyson Fury just scheduled a fight with AJ, but he can't fight until litigation's over.
I didn't know that, but the bottom line is you got your ass whooped to be done with.
He looked like he was drunk, man. Hey, so do y'all feel like he was drugged? Like the dude looked like he was drunk?
Nah, listen.
Deontay?
If you want my opinion on it, I feel like Deontay lost because he didn't make any improvements or adjustments. But here's a big but. Tyson Fury has been known for glove manipulation since back in 2003, or it might have been in 6. 2006, the ref stopped the fight in the middle of the fight and said your gloves aren't on correctly, and made his corner cut the tape off, pull the glove down, lace the glove up, and retape it in the middle of the fight.
What's the advantage of not having your glove all the way up?
Well, see, here's what people are saying. Deontay Wilder saying that what he did was he kept the glove on to where the cushion, his fist wasn't in the cushion. That way he could keep an egg weight there. An egg weight is like what you put between you could put it between your hands type shit. Like
it's street fighting.
Right. It's like a form of brass knuckles kind of.
Like street fighting, you hold a bunch of nickels in your
or put your keys between your knuckles is kind of how it is, but it's an actual weight instead of a sharp object. So he's alleging that Tyson Fury didn't have his glove on correctly because he had an egg weight in his fist at the tip of the glove. Because if you look at the fight, the laces show his palm instead of his wrist. There's no reason why your palm should be down by the laces.
Right.
Now
don't the refs check the gloves before each fighter fights? Usually walks over and
not the ref. The commissioner is supposed to. But
aren't they supposed to also inspect them after the fight?
Well, after no, because they cut them off during the fight. They cut the laces and the wraps off during the fight and take your hands off.
But I thought they had to inspect them as part of that process. Like,
Nah, not at the end. At the beginning, yes, because they have to. They have to sign off.
And they're already signed up.
Right, they have to sign off on your tape, but. What they said happened. They even admitted, Tyson Fury's camp even admitted the commissioner was not in the room at the time that they gloved Tyson Fury up. He came back after he was gloved and taped and signed the tape. But he wasn't in there to see what happened when the glove was put on.
That don't have nothing to do with why Deontay Wilder was moving in slow motion the whole fight.
Well, wait though.
It looked like he was moving slow.
Oh, no, I thought you were gonna say that didn't have anything to do with why Deontay Wilder lost, and I was gonna agree. Now, slow makes sense because if you get hit with a hard object beyond a fist is enough. But if you get hit with a fist and a hard object at the same time, you're shut down. Like you're shut down. Like your mind's not even working at that point. Your whole body is shut down, and now you're operating off of instinct, off of what I learned from training.
But honestly, like the same thing. I can smack you with an open hand. I can knock you out.
Right.
But it's harder for me to knock you out with an open hand than it is with me a blunt object.
Well, see, here's the thing. This is what they were saying. They were saying that the reason why his palm was showing in the glove, whether he had an egg weight or not, is because instead of punching with the glove, he was punching with the wristband. Like his fist was in the wrist. So that's why when he threw a jab, if you notice in the fight, the glove laid over his head and the wrist was what was hitting his head. You feel what I'm saying? So it was like he was boxing with a floppy glove, and instead of me hitting with the cushion, I'm going to hit you with the wrist part, and it's just all fists instead of that glove stopping that punch. Now, either way, I don't, like Pop said, I don't look at that as an excuse to lose. If he chooses to do that, it's up to you to work around it. Right. But seeing how you've been doing this since Tyson Fury had hair, like actual hair on his head, we got to look in to see what's going on here. So I don't blame Deontay for saying I call bullshit. Let me see something. But Deontay's talking about y'all poison my water, put shit in my water. Now I'm like, you're just making excuses.
Bro, I'm telling you, he did not look like himself. He didn't
though. He didn't look like himself. He never could box. No, you're 100% correct. That's why I'm not a big fan of him. Is because you've been in the league. You even won a bronze medal in the Olympics, and you never decided to learn the sweet science.
No,
how do you get a bronze medal? How do you medal in the Olympics if you can't box?
Listen, have you ever? He has more power than Mike Tyson.
True. So you saying he just a brawler? He not a box. He don't know how to box. And he can't knock you out and get in trouble.
Some people have power. Right. Some people have more power than people can take. And
you don't have to hit a motherfucker a lot if you hit him hard once.
Right.
Yeah. Right. That's true.
Right.
You hit me hard one time, and I say, "Oh shit!"
Listen, even if you don't knock him out or put him down, you make him scared. Like I don't know if I want to punch again, he might hit me back.
Like hit me,
Mike. You shut up, Mike. You hit the ground.
Hit me, put me to bed.
Yeah, you know about that too.
Don't talk about my nigga. I know my nigga tough. My nigga Tough Man alumni. Don't talk about Tough Man alum.
He got beat. Hey, he got beat after a game of badminton back in high school. He said after a game of
badminton.
Lot of money in one night. 30.
But Mom, I'm so upset at you for not placing that bet.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a big drop because this is gonna be a big payday. And let's be honest, I said $30. Most I would have won was what 120 at most 120.
Right.
So I'm not upset, but damn, I feel like Listen,
I
Dillian
could've
White
said
is
30 and 30 with it.
Dillian White is the most flat-footed fighter I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
The most flat-footed. I've seen Butterbean move more than Dillian White.
Is he a hitter?
Yeah, he's a power
Yeah.
puncher. We about to wrap up here in the next 5 minutes anyway, but yeah, he's a power puncher. But he's just he's not impressive to me, which is why I feel like the Povetkin dude could take it again. And don't get me wrong, for all that didn't see the fight, the first fight he knocked him out in the 5th round, but Dillian White was beating his ass the first 4. Dillian White put him down twice in the first 4 rounds, and in the 5th he hit him with a knockout, and that ended the fight.
It's only one boxer I would pay to watch right now in any level.
Who?
Javante.
I would always pay for Javante. Other
Stevens,
Shakur and Devin. I pay for them 3. Devin, Shakur, and Javante. And listen, I said it before. Andy Ruiz is taking over the heavyweight division. Andy Ruiz versus anybody, in my opinion.
Man, are you serious?
Andy Ruiz versus anybody.
Who is, I wish all y'all, but who is Oscar fighting?
Oscar De La Hoya?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard the announcement, but I didn't hear who he was fighting either.
He's not saying who he's fighting.
Right. I was kind of...
I didn't mean to throw everybody off, but I want to know who he's fighting.
He did.
He's fighting the nun from that basketball team. Who's that? The lady that is that Villanova? Who is that?
No, you talking about the church
the basketball.
lady.
Yeah, the basketball.
Listen, Oscar De La Hoya's...
Missouri or somewhere like that.
Oscar De La Hoya's old delusional fishnet wearing ass might be trying to hop in with Pacquiao. Like, I still got it. I still got a little... Give me Pacquiao.
Is he out of cocaine?
Is he out of cocaine?
He needs some more money.
I hope not. Golden Boy Promotions has been popping. I hope not.
But he ain't got no cocaine, so he gotta do it. Him and Sugar Ray gonna fight again.
Man, that's who.
Sugar Ray. You go to the old man league, the 55-year-old league, or 50-year-old
Listen,
league.
y'all better
We might as
stop.
well go dig up Jack Johnson, man, and let Jack get back in the game.
Listen, and if Floyd or if De La Hoya hop back in there, you better drug test him, and I'm not talking about PEDs.
I know.
Make sure he ain't got no narcotics in his system when we hop into this ring.
You say after this fight, if I win, I give my cocaine, all right? Whether I win or lose, I still get my cocaine, all right?
You stupid.
I'm
just wondering, because they never announced who he's fighting.
I couldn't find it either. Did you find him out? Oh, I thought you was looking.
Which Kroger's parking lot is it going to be in? The one on Hamilton Road?
Oh, this nigga's stupid as hell. This nigga's stupid.
Kroger's parking lot.
Well, it wouldn't be. Listen, it wouldn't be Kroger's. It would be Food Lion or Publix. Let's be a buck.
It's going to be Carl Brown's.
Yes.
The parking lot of Stewart's over there on Mount Vernon, bro.
Right. After the liquor store closed.
Oh my god.
Okay, we'll wrap it up here.
It's
right.
Just
I couldn't find it either.
Won't tell you he fighting.
Well,
I couldn't find it either.
He says he's willing to fight any next top guy.
Yeah, that's what I say. He gonna say something crazy like Pacquiao. He gonna say Pacquiao.
No, he going top guy.
Pops.
He's not even fighting.
Right.
He going top guy.
Pops, I told you.
Bruh.
I said Pacquiao.
Promotional.
You thought I was playing when I said Pacquiao. No, he's been trying to negotiate with Pacquiao.
Is this Whitaker years old that won't let the young fighters fight?
Right. No, you're right.
Come on, man. Is that what we doing now? I mean, really?
Because listen, you know it's funny. You say that Ryan Garcia wanted to fight with Pacquiao and didn't get it, and now De La Hoya talking about well, what about me? What about my old ass? You know what I mean? Like it's almost like you ain't trying to give him the butt. What about me though?
Hold on, clip. Hold on, wait a minute. So we just going to the body, no headshots, right?
Oh no, it's all that. Well, De La Hoya's trying to jump back in the
game,
right?
Man, listen, 30.
He was back in the game.
All that money in one night, 30 mil for one fight. Soon as all the money goes.
Listen.
When you when you fiend all your cocaine gone, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Listen, he better get into the bum fights then.
He got the shakes.
He better get them fucking bum fights. But for everybody, I'm gonna tell you this, AJ. Since you are new to the show, hit the showers. As you know, the show name. At the end of the show, what we do is we give our person who's hitting the showers, meaning you fucked up this week, this career, this lifetime. You need to go hit them showers. So what we're gonna do to wrap this episode up is, first and foremost, for anyone that is familiar with Dillian White and Alexander Povetkin, I want y'all's what do you call it? What am I looking for? Not opinion, predictions. And then otherwise, we're gonna go with out of all the NFL trade free agency, what team you feel is in the best position to make something happen that didn't have that opportunity before, along with y'all's hit the showers. Malcolm started out.
I like the white boy.
Povetkin.
I'm gonna take him.
I like Povetkin too, man. He more skilled.
I'm gonna take him. As far as the NFL teams to come up that I think may make a difference, gotta go with probably the Cardinals.
I'm leaning that way too.
I said the Cardinals, but I want to see what the Patriots do, even though they don't have the biggest names.
Right.
Belichick's working with less.
You said.
I mean, so I stole your thunder.
Yeah, you stole it. It's all right though. I'll figure it out. Continue.
I still owe you, so I got. But anyways, as far as you said, the other one. Oh, okay. So I think
and you hit the showers.
Hit the showers. Matt Stafford got hit the showers. I don't think he's gonna make any kind of impact with the Rams.
With the Rams,
they signed.
I'm taking that bet. I'm taking that bet. What's the bet, Malcolm?
Ooh.
What the question is, AJ, what's the stipulation? Like,
right,
that he's at least as productive in LA as he was in Detroit.
I will say that I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet 20. They don't make it past 9-7.
I'll take that bet.
Okay, it's been made here. It's been made here on Hit the Showers.
All right.
Hey, Cliff, get AJ my information, my Facebook.
Yeah, no, AJ in here. He family. He'll be in here. He'll be in here. I'm sure he'll be back.
Okay.
Oh, it won't matter. He ain't never got to find me because I'm gonna get that money.
Worst case scenario, if he loses and you need to find him, Malcolm, I'm not saying I know. I'm just playing. That's between y'all niggas.
Bada boom, bada bing.
You know. Right. What about you, Mike Brown? Give me your input.
Okay, well, I don't have any input on the fighters.
Okay.
I do my studies.
Right, that's fine.
You know, might hit the showers.
Trent Brown.
I'm not gonna dog him this time, you guys. I promise.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and go with Derek Carr this time. Hit the shower, Derek Carr. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean. I need a mobile quarterback.
Listen, Mariota all day. Let's see what happens.
Yes. Yes.
All right, Pops, what about you? Oh, no, I'm sorry. What the team, best team out of free agency that you see making a turnaround?
The Miami Dolphins, yeah, they was in that like triple trade thing.
I did see that.
So, yeah.
You think?
Miami Dolphins, yeah. I like Brian Flores.
Okay.
I do.
Okay, so we got Malk got the Pats and the Cardinals, which I was kind of leaning towards. Then we got Miami. I got something else for you, Malk. I'm gonna surprise you with this. AJ, you gonna go last since you knew. Pops, give me yours.
I'm gonna go with JaVale McGee.
To hit the showers?
Yeah, he got hit the showers.
Why he got hit the showers?
Because you know what, man? For some odd reason, this dude has all the talent in the world.
He does.
But for some odd reason, it's like he's not exploiting it enough, or he's not doing enough.
Right.
Because he was dogging it for Cleveland, man. And
he was.
Traded. I don't get it.
But
you know what? I'm gonna take that back.
Okay.
It's Marc Gasol. Arkansas sucks monkey's ass. That is the worst fucking center I've ever seen in the world.
Well, he didn't always be that way. He wasn't always that way though. Give him credit.
No, like I said, back in the day maybe, but you don't hold JaVale McGee's jockstrap. But for some odd reason, JaVale McGee keeps getting like shipped from team to team.
Right.
The boy's a beast. He was shooting 3-pointers, driving
Man,
down the
all
lane,
that.
coming down the court for Cleveland looking like a beast.
He good from the corner.
For some odd reason, to me, that's why I said him, because I'd hit the showers for myself. Like, fuck y'all, motherfuckers. Y'all ass. He bites ass. 4 points a game. He's a piece of shit. I don't know how I don't understand it. But you know what? My pickup team is Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, god damn, y'all are stealing all my.
I just got this feeling that I just got this feeling Jacksonville going to turn this shit around.
No, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, so
they got Carlos Hyde. They about to get that the first pick with
I just got it.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. So now I got to think of a new one.
Suck ass, take the showers. I don't know, man. That's where I'm at.
Okay. AJ Ham, the guest of the year. Glad to have you. How you feeling?
Yeah. Pleased to meet you, brother.
Yeah.
Cue my Zamunda theme track in the background.
I wish I could.
Okay, we'll get it next time.
We'll get it next. I'll have it for you next time.
Well, I appreciate it. My hit the showers is everybody took all my other ones, so I'm gonna go with the 49ers.
The whole 49ers team, okay.
The whole 49ers team, they gotta hit the showers. They created a controversy that was unnecessary. Garoppolo's functional. Well, no matter what you're gonna do with him, I feel like you do it with class. I feel like they handled it real messy. It's real noisy.
Right.
You know, it sends the wrong message. They never stood behind their guy. I feel like, you know, to mess with his confidence. And when he's played, I won't say he hasn't been elite, but you can win.
But he's good. Yeah, no, he's good enough. I can see why Belichick still like him.
He's the perfect Belichick. Hey, they're always in contention.
Right.
Power to them for creating all of this stink and not having a plan before they made all of these moves, not making their plans public so everybody could not standing behind their guy.
Right.
Anything. If you don't stand behind that guy, you don't stand behind nobody. If I'm on the 49ers, I'm shaky about all of y'all. You know, nothing they can tell me to hold water because y'all been shaky with your guy. So that's my hit the showers, and my homecoming king is the Jaguars.
Yeah.
So they got Urban, to piggyback off what he said. They got Urban, and Urban's doing exactly what everybody thought Urban would do. He's being an excellent CEO, the same way he was at Ohio State, the same way he was at Youngstown State, like the same way he was at Utah. Excuse me. He's doing it again. He gets in, he runs it tight. He gets good guys. They believe he's able to sell it. He can sell these guys. They're going to buy in. Jacksonville's going from worst to first next season.
Y'all got Flacco?
Yeah, we got Flacco as a second.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say that? Why didn't you say that?
He's not happy.
Too embarrassed to. I was too.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Why? He's got a Super Bowl. He's got a Super Bowl.
But no, I get it. I get it though.
We'll save that for the next podcast.
Joe Flacco's got a Super Bowl.
Because I can go on all night about that.
Right.
Who's got Flat Joe?
Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Eagles
after Hurts, backing up Hurts. Wow. That might be good for Hurts though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be good for. That might be great for Hurts.
I agree.
You know what? You could do it like Flacco gets a lot of. He takes a lot of flack. No pun intended.
Right.
But honestly, I never really felt like he doesn't suck. I mean, he's another guy that hasn't in his career been the guy that's going to give the game away.
Right.
So I feel like a team, as long as they don't give it away, like that's the problem with these quarterbacks. They just give it away. Jameis Winston,
right?
It ain't. I mean, you threw 38 touchdowns. It's not like you wasn't balling. Threw for 5,000 yards. Threw 38. Led the league in receiving. Led the league in passing yards.
Right.
Led the league in yards per attempt. Like it ain't like you're not a dog. You just throw the dude in the other. He throw it to the other team too much. They're not wearing our jerseys. Throw it to the guys in our jerseys. That's why you got to change.
Oh shit. Okay. I apologize. So
right.
What we gonna do is and I hope nobody has nowhere to be for the next 10 minutes. I'm gonna give mine, and we're gonna touch very quickly on the UFC fights tonight. I definitely, well, just the main, the second, because while there is Alexander Povetkin and Dillian White too, there is also Ngannou versus that one dude. What's the white boy's name? The champ.
I sent it to you.
I forgot all about that, and I appreciate you.
To me too.
I appreciate you, Light Mike, for letting me know that question. But before I do that, let me give mine. My team is going to be, since everybody stole mine with the Cardinals, the Pats, and the Jaguars. As much as I hate Ted Cruz, fuck Ted Cruz, I'm going to go with the Texans. The Texans have been making some moves, and I think that Tyrod Taylor still has some yell in those lungs.
Okay.
I think that they're going, I'm not saying that they're going to be on the top, but I think they're going to make some surprises out this year.
Wait, real quick. What did they do? What did they do except do a smear campaign on Deshaun Watson?
You talking about like as far as the pickups?
Yeah, like why?
Real quick, we'll go over them. The pickups that the Texans got were in the free agency. I lost it. Where is it at? I just had it on my phone.
If it's the Texans, they probably got Ted Ginn Jr. or something.
Okay, so the Texans got Ryan Finley from the Bengals at quarterback. Tyrod Taylor, of course. They got Marcus Ingram. They got Marcus Ingram out of Alabama.
Right.
Mark Ingram.
That's not Marcus Ingram.
Right.
Well, yeah, Mark. You know what I meant,
Right.
though.
You guys are playing.
They got Philip Lindsay at quarterback. They got Chris Conley at wide receiver. They got Andre Roberts at wide receiver. Alex Erickson at wide receiver. Dante Moncrief at wide receiver. They got Pharaoh Brown at tight end. Ryan Izzo at tight end. They got Marcus Cannon at offensive tackle. Justin McCray at offensive guard. Justin Britt at offensive. They just put line.
That sounds good.
Shaq, the defense is even crazy. Shaq Lawson, DN, Derek Rivers, DN, Malik Collins, DT, linebacker, Camu, Gruger Hill. They got Jordan Jenkins, Christian Kirksey. Cornerbacks, they got 4 of them. Terrence Mitchell, Vernon Hargreaves, Desmond King, Tyvier Thomas, safety, Terrence Brooks, punter Cam Johnson. They revamped their whole team, basically.
I'm about to say, that's all the new, they added all of those new players?
They revamped their entire team.
Shit. I don't know nobody now. Hell.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give it to the Texans because I feel like, and the only reason why I say that is because I feel like they knew that Deshaun wasn't going to play, so they knew that they had to make pulls to get right, exactly. And they did the same thing the Patriots did, which I support. But the only difference is I have a little bit more faith in Tyrod Taylor than Cam Newton.
No, not at all. I'll take that back.
I do.
If you're gonna do it right,
I do.
Hey, if you're gonna do it right, start Tyrod Taylor.
Starting right.
You know what?
Tyrod's never fucked up on his own. He's always fucked up from somebody else, injury or something else.
Every time Tyrod Taylor starts, the person who come behind him end up doing successful.
So who's that gonna be? It's not gonna be Deshaun. What's that other dude that I named?
Wait, why are we writing off
Ryan
Deshaun?
Finley.
Why are we writing off Deshaun?
Deshaun's not playing. Like he said, I'm not playing. He said he's not playing. He said I'll never take another snap in Texas.
He said that.
He said I'll never take another snap in Texas.
Yes.
And you know what's even funnier about that situation is the lawyer that's currently supporting all of the ladies that are alleging that he did that also had a billboard in Texas months before saying get Deshaun out of Texas. He had a personal vendetta against Deshaun even before this all happened.
Who got to go to bed alarm?
That's my father-in-law, the old man.
He said, "Oh, look at Mike. Look at Mike."
Hey, that was
you got to get a condom.
He said, "Go get, take them pills. Go pop that Viagra."
Condom. Then you got to get the right size condom. You got to get a condom that fit, and then you got to have something to put in.
Got a sex doll, Mike. You got a real sex doll.
Then you set a fuck alarm. You set your fuck alarm.
The sex doll said, "Time to come to bed." It's terrible. It's terrible in life. Sex doll tell you how to get on.
I thought it said
OMG.
time to put the lotion on.
Oh, not the Silence of the Lambs.
Not your wife. Not your the sex doll said time for bed.
Okay. Lastly, what I'll say is, damn, I can't. It's Ngannou and what's the other dude's name? I didn't look that up, man. The UFC fight.
I sent it to you.
Did you? Okay, let me check it.
Should be one of the recent ones.
I couldn't.
Cause I know Ngannou. Nope, I didn't.
I didn't send it to you.
Nah, unless it was in a group chat. But I know it's Ngannou and the heavyweight champion in UFC. It's a like a white
Miocic. Mike keeps putting it.
Miricic.
It's Miocic.
Yeah, Miricic, I believe. That's gonna be a good fight. I do, and that's 2. If I believe, who got the first one? I can't remember. I think it was Miricic that got the first fight, the first win.
It's the second fight.
Right, I think Miricic got the first win. If I'm being, I don't know, but I'm not gonna go deep into it. All I'll say is that's gonna be a great fight. That's gonna be one of them. If it was a boxing fight, I'd say that has the potential to be fight of the year.
Okay,
but we'll see how it goes with that. All I will say is big props to UFC for all the fans that are out there that hear us talk about football and boxing. Mostly, we are currently working on expanding the commentating to where we do have some MMA and others. We already talked about the golf. We got some golf people should be approaching for the next big event. But right now it's just about expansion and continuing to entertain. But for all the shower heads out there, in the words of my pops, that enjoy, like, subscribe, thumbs up, support, do all that jazz, because we need y'all as much as y'all need us. So we love y'all. Does anybody have anything to take us out?
It's always much love and F the faders, as AJ
fuck
said.
you, nigga. What is that, a soccer jersey you got on with your bitch ass?
Right.
Ain't nobody.
Jurassic Park.
Look at his bitch ass.
Right.
Had it on clearance.
AJ.
Go Trader.
Nice meeting you, man.
Nice meeting you,
AJ.
Go Traders.
Yeah, you already know.
Hey.
You already know.
Are we hooking up next weekend? Hey, I don't know.
Next Saturday.
Before need to log in an hour.
You just make sure.
So what? 4 o'clock next week? 3 o'clock next week?
No, we gotta do after.
Malcolm, how can I get one of them dolls that one of them talking dolls too? One of them dolls too, bro.
We'll talk about it.
I got them on sale.
Hey, somebody gotta pick me up.
Right. We'll talk about it. I'm not gonna allege to be able to do anything after I've been drinking, but I'll pick you up, Pops. I'll pick you up. Right. Well, everybody,
I said your Uber.
If you ain't good, be good at it. Is all I got to say. I love y'all.
Get me all the way home. Just give me halfway. All the rest of the way.
Get you a condom. Be the thing that's going in the condom. Don't be the stuff that's coming out.
For a different one.
We love y'all, motherfuckers.